All right, everybody, welcome to the first Criterion Roundtable. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have an awesome night tonight. We have an amazing set of guests coming on. It's going to be about hopefully, we have all 10 guests. We have 3 of them that are joining a little bit late, but we'll kill some time. We'll give them some time to show up. Make sure to jump into the comment section, start putting in some questions now, because towards the end of this, we're going to go ahead and start going through those questions. But again, guys, welcome. This is Face the Movies. My name is GC. I am the host of this channel. And yeah, just so excited to be on here. We're going to be celebrating this year's Criterion sale, 50% off July sale. I hope you guys got a bunch of goodies on there. And yeah, 1984, Criterion came out. They've released a ton of stuff. I mean, they've gone between almost 1,200 special editions between VHS, Betamax, Laserdisc, DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks. A ton of box sets. I mean, they've been doing it all. They've been helping really preserve cinema for, I mean, man, since the early 80s. It's phenomenal. Now, one thing we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and get started by introducing our guests. So far, we have a few of them on here. I'm going to introduce them based on order of them arriving. And then once we've got them all introduced and everybody's comfortable and relaxed, we're going to go ahead and start jumping into the questions. And after that, we're going to go ahead and let our guests pretty much just kind of ask each other questions. Very casual setting. Again, we're here to celebrate cinema, just kind of get to know each other. Some faces are going to be very familiar. Some people are new and fresh faces on the channel. You've seen them on YouTube. These guys are amazing. I actually used to watch a few of them before I even decided to start a YouTube channel. And just, I'm so excited to be able to hang out with them. But now, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring in our first guest. And Kyle, jump on, brother.
Hello.
Dude, welcome, man. So happy to have you on here, man. You're one of the people I was talking about, that I was telling you backstage that I used to watch your channel before I even thought about joining YouTube, and it's awesome to be able to hang out with you, man.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Now we're gonna go ahead and bring on Brian.
What's going on?
Another guy, man. Like, finally we all get to hang out. This is so awesome. I'm so happy to have you on.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you again for the invite. This is going to be great.
Dude, are you kidding? Like, you I saw you commenting in one of the streams saying when I mentioned the Criterion Roundtable, and you're one of the people saying, dude, that sounds awesome. Like, I want to
My ears peaked up. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I was like, you know what? Let's get him in here. And now let's go ahead and jump on to Jordan. I mean, this guy, you guys already knew his face. We were just on yesterday.
We were.
What's going
up,
on, brother?
Dude? What's up, going on, guys?
So happy to have you on, man. We're I feel like we're kind of like the Adam Sandler crew, where we're always doing stuff together, and it's so much fun, man. So happy to have you on.
We're our own Happy Madison.
Dude, seriously.
Happy Madison Productions.
And then we've got Q.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, buddy? Another familiar face. We've done quite a few streams. We just did one on Sunday for your 200 celebration subscription, man. Like, congrats once again, brother.
Same to you, man. Remember, it's your 200 as well. So
thank you, man. And then, guys, I just want to let everybody know as well, if you didn't catch the stream yesterday, we're celebrating Jordan's 1-year anniversary on YouTube. So congrats, brother.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Man. And now we've got our last guest for now waiting, and let's go ahead and bring on Jeff.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Dude, what's up, brother? Welcome, man. So excited to have you on here. Finally, we get to do something together.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to get to work with. I think everybody on here is new except me and Brian did a stream with Mega Mike a couple weeks ago, and that was the first time for us. So I'm very excited to get to work with all you guys and chat with all of you, because we all have this same passion.
Dude, it's awesome to be able to celebrate that with you guys. It was hard. It was hard because obviously you only get 9 seats to be able to do these streams, and to be able to choose like the people wanted involved. Obviously there was a few faces on here you see already that I've done streams with, that I know these guys not just love cinema, but love Criterion. And then seeing Kyle, Brian, Jeff, I mean, it was such a good opportunity to be able to do this together. And then obviously we're missing Steven from After Hours, Keith from High Volume Video, and Chris from Bearded Film Guy, which they're going to be, hopefully they'll be here pretty soon. And then we might have one more guest. We're gonna see if he's able to make it or not. Haven't had confirmation just yet, but at least we have that seat open just in case. Now, we've got quite a few people already watching, which is awesome. We got about 27 people. It's a great turnout. Thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and go through the comments real quick. All right, we got I'm just gonna go ahead real quick and just put in a few hellos on here if we have a few people. Johnny, what's up, man?
Johnny.
And then we got Steven from Movie Odyssey. What's up, brother? Thank you so
What's
much
going on,
for being
dude?
here.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Got Jane Doe.
I'll say, Jeff, you better be saying hi.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. My microphone like disconnected. Hey, Mom.
Yeah, if there's any glitchiness, I don't know if you saw it on your end. For me, it was kind of, the intro was a little glitchy. I have a terrible storm going on right now, guys. So if there's any lag or anything like that, I do apologize. But for the most part, everything seems to be streaming in order. Oh, and we're definitely gonna hold on to that question, Steven. We're gonna get there for sure. Let's see here. We got somebody else on here saying, "What's up to Jeff?"
Hey, what's up, Brad?
And then let's see. We got somebody else on here.
Hey, what's up, Jerry?
We got some new faces.
Gory, how's it going?
Gory Tiger.
And then we got, look
Hey,
who's
it's
here.
Garrett.
Yes, Garrett.
What's up,
What's up,
broski?
Garrett?
What's up, Garrett?
The new, yeah, that's right, man. And there's something I want to talk about too. This is just first of round tables. If everything goes well, which seems to be going amazing, I do plan on doing these with every sale going out with Criterion, and not just that, but I would love to jump onto other boutique labels. So I think that'll be a lot of fun to get people involved, different faces collaborating, and yeah, like it's gonna be awesome to get to know everybody in the community. Just keep it positive and cinema, keep physical media alive, just all of us single-handedly. Now, let's go ahead and get into the questions, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to want to know a few of the things. And I know what a lot of people are going to be curious about is, what did you guys get during this sale? Now, I know when I asked this question, it was like your top 3 purchases for this July sale. However, I mean, listen, there's no time frame here, guys. So if you want to show it all off, you can. If you want to do just the top 3, you can. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Jeff, and then I'll work my way to myself. Obviously, you guys are the guest. I want to highlight you guys. But Jeff, man, take it away. Show us what you got, brother.
Well, I won't show off everything because I got like 15 or 16, and I haven't got all of them yet. There's still some of them in transit. But my favorites were probably The Wiz. I was very happy to get this one because it was hard to find. And it kept going out of stock. Like, I'm standing in Barnes and Noble and it went out of stock on the website. Little did we know there was a reason for that. They kind of pulled it out. So we're waiting for a disc replacement. But the 4K still looked good and sounded pretty good, except for the few parts that are messed up. And then I finally got Wall-E, which I'm a big Disney guy, so it shouldn't have took me as long as it did to grab this. So I'm very excited to have gotten that one this time. Then I never really messed with much Wes Anderson, but I had a lot of fun picking up Fantastic Mr. Fox this go round as well. And then it hasn't shown up yet, but I did upgrade my Devil and Daniel Webster, which is now called All That Money Can Buy. And those are just a few that I was excited about grabbing up. Like I said, I got a whole bunch of new ones, but I haven't really watched many of the other ones yet. So,
Man, that was
a bunch of blind buys.
Dude, quite a haul, man. I mean, I saw a few
Nice.
pictures on social media, so I know you went in on this sale.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it ended up being like 17 different films because I got a couple different sets, and I think it was like 15 different spine numbers. So.
Now, Q, you've got the floor, brother. What'd you get for us?
So I got a lot, but I only brought one to show off because I got a huge pile here. But I'm only going to talk about the one that I watched, and that was Dogfight. I loved this movie. I went into this movie very blind. Ended up being one of my favorites that I picked up in a very, very long time. And it's got River Phoenix. He's in here. Probably my favorite role I've seen him in since Stand By Me. So I really loved his performance in this movie. And another one that I picked up that I didn't bring over because, like I said, it's big. It was the Yojimbo set. They had the two movies in it. Because I also own Seven Samurai, so I wanted to complete that whole trilogy. So it'll be my first time venturing into it, but I wanted to watch those first before I got into my westerns that I'm gonna start soon. But I figured those were gonna be some great start outs for me starting this weekend. So, but yeah, this is my standout from the bunch that I did get was Dogfight. I love this.
Dogfight's a good one.
Dude, such a
So
good choice.
are you watching Yojimbo this weekend?
Yes, I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Awesome. I'll watch it too because that was another one that I got. That was one of my sets.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to check it out because I just started getting into into like the samurai as well. So.
Q, have you seen A Fistful of Dollars?
Yes, I have.
And you know the movie.
Hey, that was my whole purpose on getting those movies, Jordan, because I heard that was taken from those movies. So I really wanted to get those to watch to see what those were like and where the director got his inspiration from. So I'm excited. I'm excited to check those out.
Nice.
That's awesome. Oh, Jordan.
Oh,
you're on
man.
Spotlight.
Yeah, I got a lot. I don't know if you guys want me to go through all of them. But,
Dude, it's up to you. You could pick either your top 3 favorites or, and I mean, when it comes to that, man, we're here to celebrate it. So there's no real.
screw it. Let's just go through all of them real quick. I'll run through them real fast.
Let's do it.
I picked this one up. Really excited to get this. 3 Musketeers, 4 Musketeers.
Nice.
Technically one movie, but they split it into 2, so you're getting both here. Next, Jeff as well picked up all that money could buy. This one, watched this last night, After Hours. This was a first time watch for me. Love this movie. It's interesting. Martin Scorsese doesn't. It's a comedy, and I was surprised to see that, but loved the movie. This one was a tough watch. If you guys haven't seen this, but
that's what you gotta I gotta talk to you about that a little more because I bought that because of you.
I don't. This movie. I'm just gonna tell you right now. It's it'll leave a lasting impression. I'll say that.
You shouldn't have told me it was out of print.
Oh, I'm sorry. Brazil. This movie is just this is an out there movie, but it's pretty decent. Let's see, Carnival of Souls.
Ooh, yeah.
An iconic horror film. Love that movie.
Yes.
Chronos. This is Guillermo del Toro's debut.
Great movie.
This was pretty
Great
good.
movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. My goodness, we're gonna have to be quick about this. Right here, now this one was a blind buy. This is actually my very last Criterion purchase of this sale. So I cut myself off here. But anyways, Don't Look Now. You guys are talking about the kind of samurai. I'm going into the J horror stuff, really diving in hard with that. So we picked up House.
Yes.
We got that one. This one I got because I watched Let's Scare Jessica to Death, and I read that it was basically a take on the Turn of the Screw, which is the same as this. So picked up The Innocents. Let's see. We've got more J horror, Onibaba.
Ooh.
This one, classic. I've seen this before. I haven't watched this yet, but I've seen the movie Pan's Labyrinth.
Yes.
Q, I know you're going to be happy with this.
Yes, yes,
Nice.
yes.
Ethan, Tom, this is a good
I
movie.
told you, it's a great movie, man.
Yep, excellent. You know what? We'll just leave it at that, and I'll tease you guys for the rest later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I felt like I was taking a while, so
Dude, listen, man, we're here to put a spotlight on you guys, talk about Criterion. So,
yeah, I got a few more, but those can wait.
all right. Well, Brian, you're up next, brother.
All right, this will be short because you said to pick our top three, and I only purchased three. So I grabbed No Country for Old Men, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, on 4K. I haven't watched this yet, so I'm going to check this out probably tomorrow night.
An incredible movie.
Yeah, it's such a good movie. I grabbed Sorcerer as well, 4K here. I thought about getting Wages of Fear along with this since this is the remake, but I just grabbed the one for now. I'll probably get that during the next sale. And then the last pickup was the Three Musketeer and Four Musketeers. I watched these last night, and I was pleasantly surprised at how good both of these are. The first one I thought was really funny, and I wasn't expecting get a comedy with this, but these are really good. Jordan, I don't know if you watched them yet, but you have to let me know what you think because I loved them.
I haven't seen them. I got them. So look, I grew up with the Disney one,
Mhm.
with Kiefer Sutherland and all that, and I
Charlie
know
Sheen,
this is
yeah.
basically a remake of the Three Musketeers, Four Musketeers. So that's why I got it.
Okay.
So excited to watch it.
Yeah, that's what I grabbed from the July sale. Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh, there you go. See, I knew it was gonna happen at some point. But no, I was saying it's like, I mean, there's some great choices, man. Everybody so far. I mean, we went from just being humble like 3, and then getting crazy like Jeff over here, and then Jordan. But Kyle, let us know, brother. What'd you get?
So I got a total of 51 titles this last
Good
sale.
Lord.
Wow.
Very nice.
Now, most of that is from Barnes & Noble, but part of it was from an eBay transaction because there was a couple out of print. So I kind of just grouped them in this sale. But the for those that don't know that my channel very well, but my goal is to own all of the Criterion spine numbers. And so each year I basically just work on the next set of 100 spine numbers. And so this year was technically from, I think it was 300 to 400. And so I was just filling in gaps of stuff that I was missing in there. But then there was, of course, other ones that came out that I was just excited to get. And so the 3 that I picked for this, technically I've not watched this one yet at all. I've never seen this movie, but I have seen the original, which is Wages of Fear. And so I got the 4K of Sorcerer. And my friend watched this, and he basically texted me just saying this was one of the best movies he's ever seen. So I'm very excited to watch this. And then I upgraded my Blu-ray copy of Mulholland Drive to my 4K copy here. David Lynch is one of my favorite directors of all time. And so I figured I need to have all of his movies on 4K. And so very excited about Fire Walk With Me coming out on 4K soon. But this last one that I picked, this was one that I've been wanting a 4K of for years. And I've actually made videos talking about, my most wanted 4K transfers. And this was on that list. And that is Stanley Kubrick's Barry Lyndon. And he's probably my favorite director of all time. And so I try to get every movie I can of his on 4K. So very excited about this one. I haven't had a chance to actually watch the transfer yet, but very excited to check it out.
Man, I know that one's a very popular one. I've never seen it, but I've seen quite a few people posting when the sale went on about everybody just running out to grab that one. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just one of those movies that every single frame is just perfect. I don't know how else to describe it, but
there's some of those movies like that, man, where you really it's just from the beginning to end. It's just perfection. It's rare, but when you do find those movies, it's man, it's a treat.
Oh yeah.
Now, as for me, I only picked 3, and so for this theme for this sale, the movies that I was going for were a little bit more darker. They weren't very inspiring or made you happy or anything. It was one of those kind of, if it's raining out, it's like the perfect movie to put on. Two of these are black and white. I'm gonna go ahead and start with which both of these I've recommended like crazy, especially during when the sale started. But I want to bring up the Seventh Seal. This one is just, I got the 4K and absolutely love this movie. I mean, I'm a sucker for black and white. I love black and white photography, and this movie is just so beautiful. The story behind it as well. I mean, it's just so great. And then this one, which I'm expecting Jordan to be able to talk about, hopefully. He finished watching it last night. But this is actually my first oldest movie I've ever seen. It's from 1932. It's German with some English subtitles, and it's very, for the most part, there's not much dialogue going on. It's almost like a silent film. But I saw this when I first saw this. I saw it on HBO, and I was like, man, like, what is this? This is so cool. And every time I went to the store, look at this. It's just a chunky book. And it's just amazing. So I had to pick this up. I mean, I waited since last year's sale to be able to get this. I was so excited. And then to kind of get away from the whole like death and grimness and all that stuff, I decided, I was like, I picked up a few other things, but these were the ones I mainly wanted to showcase. And I ended up picking up, just like Jeff, picked up Wally.
Yes.
And I had to do it, man. I mean, the special features, the little documentary that's in here is just phenomenal. I had Wally on Blu-ray and absolutely loved the film. I mean, the message behind it, how good it felt just watching it. And I knew, I was like, I have to have this in my collection. And when I just saw it in the sale, I kept going to the store and they did not have it. Like, my store was pretty much wiped out. And yeah, I'm pretty sure some of you guys somehow went to my store from a different state and just wiped it out from what I could see. But yeah, I mean, I had to wait patiently, and eventually I got lucky. They had this one, and yeah, it went from there. But so far, those were mine. There we go.
It's funny.
Right,
we're twinning.
It's funny how like so many of us kind of thought the same way, because like I didn't show them off, but like I also got Seventh Seal.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. And I also picked up the Three Musketeers and Four Musketeers. Those were just the humble ones that I wasn't actually showing, but then like also ended up getting like Barry Lyndon and Yojimbo. So it's like, even though I didn't like really show them off, we all kind of touched a lot of the same films without even conversing about it. I find that to be very neat this time, because it's not like all of these films necessarily were in all of our faces and we all sat and talked about them. We all just kind of randomly picked up some of the same films, and I find that to be very neat.
Same Seventh Seal, Barry Lyndon, all the same stuff.
Could it be that also? I mean, what are the odds, right? I mean, because with the Criterion Collection, it has so many good films during this sale. What are the odds that we all just kind of end up picking up, for the most part, the same movies? I mean, could it be that we're all kind of, maybe for the month of July, we're kind of feeling a certain way, and we're like, you know what, it's all. But I love that, the synchronization where we didn't even talk about it. I mean, with me and Jordan, I think we discussed a few like what we're thinking of getting, but that fact, man, I mean, that's so freaking cool.
I mean, like in this one, Jordan, this is another one. I grabbed this because of you. Like, you talked about how much you love the Second Sight edition, and I'm just such a Criterion nut. When I found out this had a 4K, I just grabbed it with Criterion. So I'm excited to check this one out.
Yeah, I've heard I've heard people say they prefer the Criterion version. I've heard people say they prefer the Second Sight. So
I mean, I'd prefer just getting to watch the film, but because it was Criterion month,
I agree,
and it was easier for me to access this one.
Well,
I just grabbed this.
Yeah,
so.
It's a great film. For me, have you seen it yet?
I haven't. It's still sealed.
Okay. Well, I won't spoil anything, but the first act, personally, it's very folklore, kind of dreamy like, and then it like shifts into like a thriller kind of investigation film. I prefer the second half, just the second and third act, but I think you'll like it.
And guys, we made it right on time, because we actually have one of our other guests ready to come out and for everybody in the chat, everybody, let's welcome Keith from Have On Video. Dude,
Hey, Keith.
Hey,
What's
kid.
up,
dude?
How's it
Hey,
going,
Noah.
made it,
everybody?
buddy. Right on
Yep.
time, dude. We literally all just went around pretty much talking about what movies we ended up picking up. So if you want to go ahead and show off either the top 3 that you got for this sale or all of them, it's up to you, brother, but the stage is yours.
All right, I'll just I'll just go with my top 3 that I've actually watched so far, because I picked up quite a few already too, or throughout the sale. But one that I was real excited for was Lady Snowblood. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
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 Okay. But so this was like a heavy inspiration for Tarantino when he did Kill Bill. It's really fun, just like revenge action, not really samurai movie, but yeah, it's really cool, super bloody. There's all the cool effects of the blood spraying out like out of a fire hose basically, so that's fun. Another one, an Ingmar Bergman movie that I had not seen, Persona. This is a really like artsy fartsy one, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's about this actress who just like goes mute. She kind of has like a mental breakdown, and her doctor sends her to like her summer home with a nurse, and they just have a really interesting dynamic. But this one's cool if you're into the artsy stuff. It's by the same director that did Seventh Seal. That one's cool. And then a samurai movie about just a real rat bastard of a samurai. This guy is not very nice, so it's pretty violent, fun, sword action, some cool cinematography. Sword of Doom is what it's called. But yeah, if you like movies where the protagonist is like evil, I would suggest this one. And
That
yeah,
cover looks
those were
amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Dude, you just went completely opposite. I was just saying how we're all synchronized, getting the same stuff, and here you just went rogue. You just went
Well, those are-
He
samurai.
has all of them. What are you talking about?
That's true. Dude, that's awesome, man. Let's see here. Oh, wait, do we have somebody else? Oh, okay, no, not yet. Sorry, guys. I got a little notification here. I thought somebody else was joining us. But, dude, that was an awesome set, man. I definitely want to check out the one that you just recommended, the director from the Seventh Seal.
Oh, yeah, Ingmar Bergman. Yeah,
Yeah,
Persona. It's probably not for everybody, but I liked it. If you're into like real artsy kind of surreal stuff, I think you might like it.
Nice. Dude, I'll definitely add that.
Sword of Doom sounds kind of interesting too. So
Yeah.
I just wrote that one down. I was like, that might be on my list.
It's pretty dark because, like I said, the main dude that you're following throughout the story, he's just a real bastard. He's not a nice guy.
Keith, do
Not wrong
you
with
have the Bergman collection?
No, no, I wish I had that.
Well, okay. All right, let's check.
Guys, so now we talked about what we got for the sale. But my question is to you guys. It's what's the first Criterion purchase you ever made? And we'll start with Keith and then work our... Oh, sorry, Keith, you're already down there. So
No, it's okay. I have it ready.
perfect. And we'll work our way up.
Okay, so the first one I ever bought was Chasing Amy, and I bought it used, not knowing what the Criterion collection even was really. And I didn't start collecting these like right after getting this. I was kind of just I got this back in college, and I was kind of just going through Kevin Smith's filmography. Some friends had recommended this, and I actually remember when I went up to the clerk to pay for the movie, he said something funny. He was like, "This is the only movie of Kevin Smith's that will ever be in the Criterion collection." And I just kind of like nodded my head and was like, "Sure." Because I didn't know what the Criterion collection was, but he was right. None of his other movies are in the collection, so it's a fun story.
Dude, I love that movie, man. I didn't know it was in the Criterion collection. I just have the regular Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's stuck on DVD though. They have not put it out on Blu-ray yet, probably because it's gotten some backlash in recent years. But yeah.
Now, Jeff, what about you, buddy? What was your first one?
So mine's a little different because my first one was actually a gift for someone else. I didn't know what the Criterion collection was, but I knew my mom loved The Big Chill, so I bought her The Big Chill on Criterion and it was introduced to me by a friend of mine. So the first one that I ever bought for myself was actually the Devil and Daniel Webster. I found it at a thrift store, and then the first one that I went to buy brand new was I bought these two together.
Ooh, nice.
So these were the first ones that I gave Criterion my actual money for myself to add to my collection. And that's just because Night of the Living Dead and The Princess Bride are like me and my wife's favorite movies. So I kind of use the Criterion collection to buy films for me and my wife, and films that should expand our horizon a bit. So that's kind of why I have what I have for Criterion.
Dude, I love that, man. Well put. And now Q.
Well, mine is like more of a two-parter. So my original collection I started collecting years ago, which I hate I don't have my original collection. It was lost part of our old home. But my very first Criterion collection purchase was Boogie Nights. That was one of my favorite pickups because of how unique the packaging was, where it had Mark Wahlberg and the characters as cartoons on the cover, and it had the whole digipack slip, and it was a really nice edition. But when I started back collecting around 2 years ago, the very first Criterion I picked up was Night of the Living Dead. I had to go with this because, shockingly enough, I had never seen it, but I've heard about it. And when I watched it, I fell in love with it. So I just know Criterion is good for, really sealing the deal with a lot of classic movies. And I even had that Criterion back in the day, the RoboCop Criterion on DVD. So, but Boogie Nights was my very first Criterion.
I didn't even know RoboCop was on a Criterion collection. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Jordan?
Hey, there it is. There it is. That's exactly it.
Yeah. I told you I still had some DVDs.
Dude. What about you, Jordan? What you got for us?
Yeah, so my first Criterion purchase is actually kind of a three-parter, like 3 movies. But what I heard about Criterion was I was starting to get into the whole boutique label thing. And this was before I was really deeply into a lot of the knowledge of, hey, Disney doesn't do boutique labels. They very stick to their own thing. And then I heard Wally had a Criterion. So that was my first one, was Wally, that I found out. But when I went and picked this up, I saw Night of the Living Dead. So I had to get that.
Ooh.
And then I saw this. So I actually got these all 3 on the same day, The Breakfast Club. And
Nice.
both of these, all 3 of these fantastic films. And it's a shame. I want this in a 4K. So hopefully they'll upgrade this.
Yeah.
I don't know
Is
why.
it a 4K master?
Blu-ray.
Is it a 4K master?
It is.
Yeah,
Well,
it's coming. It's coming.
4K digital restoration.
It's coming.
So hopefully soon. But I think it's long overdue to get the 4K treatment. I just hope it's not in one of these packages. Just please don't put it in there. It's just my opinion.
You don't like the digipacks?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'd much prefer the Scanova cases.
All right.
Now, Brian, what about you?
All right. So I've been collecting a long time. I don't remember my very first Criterion purchase. I actually went back through some like Amazon pickups, and I found one from 2000 when I bought Straw Dogs, and I no longer have that. It was a DVD. But I know one of my early ones was the Blockbuster Armageddon on DVD.
Oh,
Man.
Nice.
This will probably never get a Criterion upgrade, and that's a shame because I would love to
I don't
have
know.
this.
Ben Stiller's pushing.
Say, the Ben
Maybe.
Affleck one.
Ben
Yeah.
Affleck.
I know.
Yeah,
I thought he was
yeah.
teasing it in his
He
closet
definitely gave a
video.
link to the camera.
It would be awesome, but I mean I love this movie. I saw it so much back in like the 90s. So this is definitely one of, like I said, I don't know if it's my first one, but it's definitely one of my earliest pickups.
Have you watched it with the like legendary commentary track by Ben Affleck?
I should. Yeah, I should.
I had
give
to
it
pick it up too.
There you go. There you go.
I haven't either, but I've just heard he has some really funny stuff to say in there.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time, so maybe I'll make it a point to watch it again here soon.
It's pretty fun. I watched it a while back because I got the VHS for it and then found the Blu-ray. And yeah, Ben Affleck's hilarious. He's just like talking, just like there's no professionalism there. He's just like whatever about it. He was pretty funny. But Kyle, what about you, buddy?
So when I was like in my college years, I was working at a video store, and I didn't know what the Criterion Collection was at all until a coworker told me about it, because I was putting some stuff on the shelf, and I was, I'm like, why is this DVD, $30 compared to the $5 DVDs next to it? And so they went on to explain Criterion. And so I decided to get into the collection at that point. So the first one that I ended up buying is actually Spine number 1, and that's Grand Illusion. So
wow.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, that's kind of when I first kind of like realized like what it was and how each one's numbered. I was like, might as well start at the beginning, and so working my way through that way. But yeah, Grand Illusion.
Dude, that's so cool, man. Especially to start from the very first one. Like that's the way to do it. You're like, you know what? I'll just work my way up.
And does that only have a DVD?
Yeah, it's actually out of print, so it's like
I'd say it's probably long out of print.
Yeah, it's only this the DVD copy, but
wow.
Well, last but not least here, so for me, Criterion, I found out last year, and it was going to Barnes and Noble, and whenever I went to the media section, I was like staring at the aisle. I'm like, why are these movies $49? That's what I kept thinking. I was like, what's going on here? Like things have changed. And I go to the thrift store, and I'm in one of those used books and movie stores, and I started building up like a lot of my collection from there, right? Like looking for movies that are like $2, $3, and I come across a Criterion movie.
Nice.
Benjamin Button, and man, I got so excited when I saw like the C in the corner, and I start staring at it, and I'm like, holy crap, dude, are you kidding me? Like Criterion movie, and I got it for like $250, and I couldn't be more excited. And then especially a movie that I absolutely love. So I end up picking it up and kind of start going through the special features and starting looking more into Criterion and seeing what they're doing and the history with them. Because I mentioned in the beginning, they've been around since 1984. I mean, they've gone through everything. They've done a few VHS movies. They've done the Betamax laser discs, which I saw a few people comment on there that they actually started collecting laser discs, but DVDs, Blu-rays, and now 4Ks. But it was such an experience, and I was like, man, you know what? I want to support this. Obviously, I'm on a budget, so I do have to wait for the sales, but I absolutely want to support this. I think this is fantastic what they're doing with the restorations and like archiving all this and preserving it for everybody. And I mean, the special features is just phenomenal. So that was my first one for me. And then I got Night of the Living Dead as my official like buying it at the store.
So with Benjamin Button, I was looking at it on my shelf when I was pulling titles for this, and I noticed, is it the only one that's actually in like a blue Amory case?
Yeah. From what I found, yeah. I tried to look for like a slip or something, but
yeah, it just has that like I like the clear.
There is a slip. There is a slip cover version too.
Oh, okay. Is there? Okay.
Yeah, there is a slip, but it's always came in the blue Amory case.
Mm-hmm.
And after the first printing, they stopped doing slip covers for it.
Man.
Yeah, because I don't think I have the slipcover version. I just have, like I said, because I noticed the blue. I was like, it just stands out on shelf because it's just so different than the rest of the releases.
I thought about changing out the case, so I do plan eventually on doing that. Oh, we've got one of our other guests on. Perfect timing too. Once again, man, you guys are like timing it. Steven, after our video, what's up, brother?
What's going on,
guys? How's it going?
Dude,
sorry, I'm late to the party.
No, are you kidding? It's getting started even more, man. Dude, I just finished going over my first Criterion buy ever. So if you have it handy and you want to show off your first ever one, man.
Ooh. One sec.
Let's put you on the Jumbotron over here.
All right. So I think it would all have to start from this one.
Nice, dude.
Night of the Living Dead, man. George Romero.
Nice.
That's a few of us already, man.
There seems to be a theme here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that was, especially when I was just getting into collecting Criterion titles, I felt like that was like the perfect place to start. And yeah, I didn't look back ever since I picked that up.
Dude. And do you have any of the ones that you picked up on this recent sale with you by any chance?
I went a little late this time around on the
Okay.
sale, so I picked up. I think a good portion of us picked up.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
Picked up a Nora, and then got Sorcerer as well.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
That was a common one between the group here.
for sure. There weren't a ton of titles that I was getting caught up on. To be honest, a lot of the ones that I'm really looking forward to haven't come out yet. So that recent wave of announcements is definitely promising.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I can't wait for the next sale, man. All the new stuff coming out. Are you kidding?
I swear. It's gonna be here before we know it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's right around the corner. You know, this was another thing with this round table. We're not just like rejoicing on the sale that just ended 48 hours ago, but we're also kind of mourning our wallets because
Yeah.
Pouring one out.
yeah, just pouring one out.
Yeah.
Amazon's still honoring the sale.
Are you serious?
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Oh
still
man,
going.
don't say dangerous things like that with all of us. There's like over 30 people
I
watching.
almost decided to pick up the piano before the stream started because it's down to 20 right now.
Oh, dude, you're killing me. Hopefully it ends before we get off. If not, it's going to be a very dangerous night for us. But now that we went over pretty much what we got for the sale, we talked about our first purchase for Criterion that we've ever had. Let's go ahead and pick a movie that you would love to see be added to the Criterion collection. Steven, we're going to start with you and just work our way up. Which one either you own already or you don't have yet, but you would love for it to be added?
It's a movie that's not, as far as I'm aware, it hasn't received a 4K release at all, but I keep pounding the table for King of Comedy. That is definitely up there for me, Robert De Niro.
Yes.
And the other one is Good Time. So from the Safdie brothers, since they already have Uncut Gems on the label, I feel like it only makes sense for them to release this on Criterion as well.
Dude, that's a good choice, man. I love that. Oh, we got Sorcerer's Brian's last movie stands favorite film.
It is.
Absolutely loves it, man. And now, Keith, what about you, brother? Which one do you want to see added on there?
I was thinking it'd be really cool to see. Have you guys ever seen Spike Jonze's Her?
Yeah.
About Joaquin Phoenix like falls in love with his AI computer. It's
my God,
a cool
dude, that's
movie,
amazing
dude. It's
movie.
very unique, and I think with everything that's going on with AI right now, it would just be really cool to have that in the collection. And Spike Jonze also has Being John Malkovich already, so
Yeah.
I think it would fit.
Dude, that's an amazing. Those are some good ones. I love that movie, Her. I've actually been meaning. I don't have it in my collection, but that's one I've had on the list to get. And what about you, Jeff? What do you got for us?
My answer will forever be until they reissue it Halloween. I want Halloween back
Yes.
in the Criterion line. It's
Oh,
been
man.
there before. It can be there again. It should have never left. I want Halloween.
Jeff, I like where your head's at.
Nice.
I have the laser disc for the Criterion
Oh
Queen.
man,
One of my favorite items I have.
get out of here.
You got Jordan worked up now.
Yeah.
He's sweating now. He's like, oh man. Oh, you're gonna have to show it off, man. We're
On the other side of the room, but
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay. That's fine.
Jordan will wait. Don't worry.
He will.
Yeah.
Go grab it.
No, you don't have to. It's fine. Okay. All right.
Brace yourself, Jordan. He's
I'm
he's
not
about
going to
to
tell him no.
Grab the RoboCop laser disc while you're at it too. I want to see that.
Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Oh yeah.
Whoa, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
It's clean.
That is awesome.
I think it actually.
I think you got everybody worked up, man. I'm like sweating over here. I'm like, oh. Dude, that's so awesome. I had no idea Halloween was in the
look at
Criterion
that.
collection.
Oh, that is nice.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
sick.
That's a grail right there.
So
That's
they
so
actually, I
cool.
think they released two different versions of this because the laser discs they all had spine numbers, but this was 247. And depending on the special features, like if this got different special features, they would have reissued it later on. and so it might be 260 or whatever. So
Mhm.
I believe there was 2 different like versions of this, but usually it was like in the gatefold, which actually like opens up, or it was just like the single like version of it. But yeah, this is one of my favorite items that I have in my collection.
Dude, that's so freaking awesome, man. That's so cool. I see. This is what I was talking about. This round table, that we have so many people here from all walks of life, collecting, curating. That just like we're learning so much tonight, man, and that's so cool. But now let's go ahead and move on to Q.
Well, I've got 2 in mind. The first one, which I'm a little disappointed that it's not going to Criterion, but it started off like what I said which was my first Criterion pickup, which was Boogie Nights. And I know it's on the slate from Warner Brothers to get a 4K later on this year. I would have loved to seen that repackaged like the original Criterion and come out on Criterion. I would love to see that come back into the Criterion collection. And the second one, I would love to see probably my favorite John Singleton movie, Higher Learning. I would love to see that go to Criterion.
That's pretty cool.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
It's a good pick.
What about you, Jordan?
Well, Jeff took my answer. I was gonna say I want them to bring Halloween back,
Okay.
even though we've got tons of 4Ks. Look, I want that. I want to see that C up there in the top left corner.
Let me ask.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to ask you a random question, but now that you saw the laser disc, are you planning on buying a laser disc?
Dude, I've been planning on it for a while. I just need to pull the trigger. It's not cheap. It's not cheap to find on eBay. But I guess one that I would say that hasn't been said. You guys all say like these cool, kind of hidden gem movies. Man, I think I talked about it last night. Whiplash. I'd love to see Whiplash.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Criterion
Yes.
release. Pair it with The Sound of Metal. You're good to go.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, that's a good one.
talk about anxiety of double feature, man.
Mhm.
Just sweating.
Or the house that Jack built. I think that'd be a cool
Ooh.
Criterion.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Brian?
So I've said this one before. I think I'll say it again too. It's called Welcome to the Dollhouse. With Todd Solondz directed it, so they released Happiness. Jeff knows a little bit about this because I talked about it on the other stream that we were on. But that was filmed here in New Jersey when I was like 13, and I was an extra in the school scenes.
Oh,
And you
no
can
way.
see my
Really?
chubby little face running around in some of the scenes, and it's such a quirky, like weird movie that would fit so well in Criterion Collection. So I think I'm just gonna keep saying that until they do it. So
Now, didn't they release that movie with The Indicator? The Indicator come out with Welcome to the
I think that's
Dollhouse?
Palindrome, which is like a pseudo sequel sort of. I
Okay.
think, yeah, because there's Happiness, which is weird. Then Palindrome, I think, also has ties to Welcome to the Dollhouse. So
This is a good one. Somebody said Melancholia would be a great Criterion too.
Yep.
Absolutely. Taxi Driver. Yeah, that's a good one too. And what about you, Kyle? Which one you got for us?
So I have 4, if that's
Oh,
okay.
let's do it.
Oh, take it easy, man.
The first one, I would love this just to get a 4K in general. It's only available on Blu-ray at the moment. I think there was supposed to be a 4K release, but then I don't know if it got canceled or what happens. But Eyes Wide Shut, I feel like
Yes.
yeah,
amazing.
Yes.
that was it.
Criterion. I feel like it's just one of those that it's again just like a perfect film. And the next one, this is one that is oddly really hard to watch, not because of the contents, but just because of finding a version of it to watch. And the only version that I've come across is actually a Region B Blu-ray, and that is the movie Napoleon from 1927.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
Wow.
This movie is, you can technically get it on a Laserdisc and VHS, but the only way I could find it on disc was this BFI version. And this movie is it's like 4 hours long. It's just incredible, and the every imaginable camera work, it was all kind of perfected in this movie before I mean, he was like strapping the camera to horseback and putting it on like a pendulum and all this kind of just crazy stuff that, you know, back in the 1927 where the cameras were like a giant wooden box. And the last sequence of this movie, like it was designed to have to be shown in a theater with 3 screens, and you had to time up the film perfectly between all 3 screens with 3 different projectors to do this like ultra wide picture, basically Panavision before Panavision. And it's just insane. On the Blu-ray, it's just like 3, you know, rectangles on the screen, but I couldn't even imagine, you know, back in, you know, 1927 seeing this like insane picture. But unfortunately that made the movie kind of flop because you had to have specific theaters to show that type of movie with 3 different screens. But really incredible movie. If you've never seen it, I'd highly recommend. It's really cool. But this next one is just like a personal favorite of mine, and I feel like no one ever talks about it and no one's seen it. I've seen it so many times. I'm like a sucker for like kind of like a very artsy like romance movies, and especially ones that play with time. And so I have here a Comet with Justin Long. And it's a very interesting movie. It feels like there's only like 3 people actually in the movie. It's very, very small cast. And it's only available on DVD, and no one's ever seen it, but I love it. And it's wonderfully shot. And then the last one, this one's kind of cheating because it's not technically a movie, but I consider it to be a movie. And that is Twin Peaks: The Return.
Oh man.
So
wait, hold on. Weren't they talking about doing the whole collection? Was that just a rumor? Like for
I didn't hear anything.
Okay. Maybe I
they
missed it.
I mean, they might as
God.
well. At this point, yeah.
Hold on, I got something to show when it comes to that. Hold on.
That's a solid pick, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's this is one of my favorite pieces of media ever made, which I look at it as an 18-hour long movie. And so some people might say it is like, I don't know, the 3rd season of a show, but yeah, this is just an incredible thing that even exists, that David Lynch was able to just basically have full creative freedom for 18 hours, which has never really, as far as I know, never been done before by anybody else. And so especially for that amount of time to just basically make whatever he wants. And so yeah, I think it would make an amazing like 4K like box set or something, that if they could release it.
Oh my god.
Dude,
Please let this happen.
You guys are getting excited.
Yeah.
Now, going back to what Kyle was just showing, does anyone own this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just got that for my birthday, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and me and my wife are about done with season 2. I'm absolutely loving the show.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah,
It's
I
so
love
good.
it. I love it
It's so
too.
good.
That's one of my favorite shows.
I know
It's
somebody
also
in
favorite.
here has the VHS collection.
Nice.
I also
That's
have
awesome.
Yeah. I have them on Blu-ray, DVD, and VHS. So
Dude.
not Laserdisc yet.
Wow.
I need to get them still, but
Dude, looking at your setup, Kyle, in the back, I don't expect anything less, man. I was like, he definitely has them.
I was gonna say this is only one half of the room. There's still the whole other side with all
hell.
my VHS and Laserdiscs and
It actually looks like Kyle is inside of a Criterion closet.
I was talking to that.
Dude, I was telling him that I was like, man, we should have just taken a picture of his setup and used that instead of the one that I looked up. That's all like kind of
Yes.
faded. And,
Yeah.
Listen, I would have believed you.
Movie Odyssey said, I think it would be good when Children of Men.
oh, that's a
Ooh,
fantastic
yeah.
one.
Yeah, that'd be a
I
good
love
one.
Children of Men.
Oh, and what's
Zodiac.
Eating Gilbert Grape? That's a good one too.
Man,
Yep.
I would love to see Near Dark. That just needs a 4K in general.
Like I would like to see them actually put this on 4K.
What's that
Miller's
one?
Crossing.
Miller's
Crossing.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
watched that recently for the first time. It's good.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Someone mentioned Ken Russell, his film The Devil, or The Devils. I don't know if anyone's a fan of that movie, but that's one that definitely needs.
it's on my wish list too at some
Mhm.
point.
Yeah,
Because
That's
it's a hard movie to even come by again. Where
Yep.
I think it was only made on VHS in America, as far as I know. And I would love it if it got a 4K because it's a great movie.
Yeah, I feel like that hasn't really gotten proper representation. I feel like on physical media, sadly.
Mhm.
I got 3 of them, and I think, I don't know, I'm probably gonna be the only one that's like, I'm probably the only one that's seen them. I don't know. They're just, I usually go for these very under the radar, like either video games that nobody ever talks about or movies. But I only own 2 of them. One of them, it's been a nightmare to try to track down. And this one is a documentary. So this one is on Disney Plus, and this one you guys probably have heard about it, but it's called Free Solo. And let me tell you guys something about this documentary. Because it's a film, right? It's a film that with phenomenal. I mean, man, I've never seen something that's so beautiful and captivating. But this is based off pretty much Alex Honnold. He free climbed El Capitan without no rope, like nothing, just free climbed it. And that was about 3.5 hours. I think it was about 3,200 feet. So you could just imagine, man, in Yosemite. And dude, like there was no fail safe. There was no parachute. There was nothing. Like if he fell to his death. And when you watch this from beginning to end, your hands are literally sweating. Like I was white knuckling my couch the entire time. And let me tell you guys, I'm not afraid of heights and I rock climb. So watching this, I was like, dude, this is incredible. I mean, I don't think anybody in history has done this like what he did. He was able to accomplish that in about 3.5 hours. And it took about 3 to 6 months for people to be able to do this back in the day. And they were sleeping on the wall. So they had like,
oh man,
like these little hanging beds, and they were like in sleeping bags and all that stuff. So it was, it's crazy. It's a very crazy thing. And unfortunately the 4K is impossible to find unless you get it from overseas. But again, it's super expensive, very hard. But I was able to get lucky enough to get the Blu-ray. But if you want to check it out before buying it, Disney Plus has it on 4K and highly recommend it. Even if you're not into the sport, I promise you this movie will like change your perspective on a lot of things. And this one I recently saw, and I knew right off the bat, just looking at the case, looking at the cover, knowing who the actor is, I knew it was going to just blow me away. This one's with Ethan Hawke. It's called Adopt the Highway. And it's I think it's like let me see, David Blum. I think he was the one, or one of the Blum guys. He directed this, which he also produced Whiplash. Funny enough, we're talking about that, Jordan. This movie, it's literally accurate what it says. It will simultaneously warm and shatter your heart at the same time. Like this definitely deserves a Criterion release. Ethan Hawke absolutely killed it. And this is pretty much, he's an ex-convict. He was in prison for about 20 years for possession. He had about an ounce of pot. And I think this is based like in the early 90s when this happened to him. Because after 21 years, he gets out. And this is all, I mean, not spoiling it or anything, but he gets out and the world's completely different to the point where it's like never use the internet type situation. But the premise is pretty much he's working as a dishwasher in this restaurant. He goes throughout the garbage and finds a baby in the garbage and just kind of literally tries to like take care of her and stuff like that. And man, like such a beautiful, beautiful film. Like the shots are incredible. If you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend it. It'll make you, it's like a roller coaster of emotions. And then the last one that I have, this one was done on a very low budget. Tony Todd was in this film, a few other recognizable actors as well, and it takes place in one room. So I think it was about as many people as us, about 9-10 people. They're all college professors from different like somebody teaches religion, another one teaches history, another one science, stuff like that. But it takes place in a room, and they're all just having this one conversation, very simple dialogue, and that's what it is the entire movie. There's no action shots, no nothing, just dialogue. And it's called Man from Earth, Jerome Bixley. And this one, you could find it on DVD for like $6 on Amazon, but to get the Blu-ray, it has been almost impossible. It's so expensive. And they even made a sequel, which the sequel is really good as well. And I think it's around less than $10. But this movie, highly recommended, Man from Earth. It will literally make you question everything that you've been taught to believe in such a way that I think about. I saw it years ago, and then I rewatched it, and every other day I think about that movie. So highly recommend it. But yeah, those are some of the ones that I got.
One I just
Nice.
thought of. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I grabbed it while you were talking. It 1986 Crossroads.
Oh, it's not the Britney Spears one.
No. Obviously Ralph Macchio, and it's about he's kind of this very special, gifted guy that is going to college at Juilliard, and he's into class. Well, he's going to Juilliard for classical music, playing guitar, but his real heart is the blues, and he's all into Robert Johnson. So what he does is he is after Robert Johnson's lost song, legendary lost song. So what he does is he goes and finds this. Let's see if I can find it. Actually, this guy right here breaks him out of an old folks' home. He's a harmonica player that he played with Robert Johnson, and on the hopes and promise that he was going to show him Robert Johnson's last song. And so what he does is he takes him down to the crossroads to try and figure out that lost song. There's a great guitar battle at the end between Ralph Macchio and Steve Vai. So it's great film. I'd love to see this on the Criterion Collection.
Dude, I love that story about like him selling his soul and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you were the one or somebody else mentioned this one too not too long ago, but I'm dying to check it out.
It's such a good movie. Definitely check it out. I highly recommend this movie.
Dude.
I'm like 90% sure I had Man from Earth on Blu-ray at one point, and I think I got rid of it.
Are you serious?
So that's I didn't watch it because I was like decluttering, and I'm like 99% sure I had it on Blu-ray. I found it somewhere, and I was like, I don't need this. I'll never watch it, not even knowing what it was or reading the back or anything. And
you just hurt me a little bit, Kyle. You woke up today and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna find a way to hurt him.
Looks like it's on Tubi. Movie Odyssey just said it's on Tubi.
Did he? Oh, let me.
Yeah.
I think it is actually, man. Oh,
Yeah.
guys, highly recommend.
I heard about it. A friend of mine told me about it last year, and I never got around to watching it.
Dude, it's such a simple movie. I mean, how many movies could you say out there that are in one room with multiple people just having dialogue? And which is one that I actually picked as my favorite Criterion releases ever. But that we're gonna get to that eventually. But yeah, I highly recommend it, man. But now we're gonna segue actually to our favorite Criterion release that we own, and you only get to pick one. So let's make this one interesting, guys. You're gonna have to pick one of your favorite kids. We're gonna start with you, Steven.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry.
I didn't want I was about to say that. I was like, I don't want to be the first one to go. Oh my god, you're terrible. Okay. All right. Give me one sec. Okay. I feel like I always talk about this one, but it's just because I really like wholeheartedly love this movie. There we go. Cure.
I almost picked it.
Yes.
Oh,
I just watched this for the first time and love it.
I just remember when Longlegs was coming out, I felt like a lot of friends of mine who were getting into that movie around that time, I kept telling them, I'm like, please go watch Cure because it shares like a lot of that similar tone and aesthetic with it. But I absolutely adore this movie. I remember the first time watching this, I was like absolutely floored with kind of what you're talking about, GC, where you're like white knuckle, you're just on the edge of your seat the entire time you're watching this movie, and it's absolutely incredible. So for any of you guys that are out there and maybe on the fence about picking this one up, highly recommend adding this into your collection.
dude, that's such a good choice, man. I know Chris was talking about it, recommending when the sale started. I almost picked it up, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna for sure get it on the next one.
For sure.
What about you, Keith?
So I was kind of debating between the one that Kyle just put up, 12 Angry Men, and this, Harakiri. But since he held that up, I'll talk about Harakiri a little bit. So this movie is just like incredible. I just posted a picture of it on Instagram the other day, claiming a heavy claim, saying that I think this might actually be like the best movie ever made.
Oh.
But so basically it's about these two samurai that are Ronin. So they're kind of like, they're struggling financially or whatever. And one of them, well, they both go to this other clan and they're requesting to commit seppuku. So if you don't know, harakiri is like another word for seppuku, which is like Japanese ritualistic suicide. And it's a thing that they do like for honor, like when samurai have been disgraced, they would do this in the past, and it was a real thing. And the first one that goes, he goes in hopes to kind of just, I hope I'm not really spoiling it because all this stuff happens like early on in the movie, but so he goes in hopes to really either just get a job or have money given to him. But this clan that he goes to, they're like very hard. They just follow the old rules of samurai stuff. They just follow it with a hard line. So they force him to commit seppuku. And he really didn't want to commit seppuku, obviously. So you come to find out that the second one knew him, and it's just this very tense story where he goes through telling the story of how they came to be in these hard times. And it really just ends up being this really powerful story about like classism, like the haves and the have-nots, really. And there's obviously a little bit of really cool like samurai action and stuff in it. It's mostly about the story and like the classism and the message, but you do get a little bit of the classic samurai action in there too. So I would say I highly recommend this if you're into samurai movies and stuff like that. So yeah, Harakiri.
I noticed like a theme with this July sale where you got quite a lot of them.
No, well, I've had this one for a while,
okay.
And I've watched it twice now. But yeah.
Oh, he sold you out. He's like, nope. What about you?
Still need to
Jeff?
watch this, but that sounds
it's really good.
Is that the DVD?
Yeah.
Nice,
I have the
dude.
old DVD. I still need to upgrade it, but I've not seen it yet. So
Nice, man. What about you, Jeff? What you got for us?
I every chance I get, I'm always champion this movie, but I'm gonna go with Smooth Talk.
Nice.
All right.
I dig this movie, and I just don't hear enough people talk about it. But Treat Williams, the dude's awesome. I dig him in everything he does. His character is very hard to like in this movie, but it just proves how good of an actor he is. He plays such a creep, and there's so many movies in the 90s that just wouldn't exist without this one. Laura Dern, she's like a brand new actress, I think, for this movie. This was one of her first roles, if not her first. And it's just about a story of a young girl that wants to break away from her parents, and then she finds out really quickly that maybe she's not quite ready for that. So it's a very menacing type of story, but it fits the Criterion line so well. And it's always out of stock within the first 10 minutes of every Criterion 50% off sale.
Wow.
I had that in my hand at one of my local Barnes and Nobles, and I was like, I'm done. I can't buy anymore.
When you go when you go to Barnes and Noble's website, it's always one of the first ones that goes out of stock online. I think in November, last November, I tried to buy it as a gift, and it was out of stock by 12:08, the day of the sale.
Wow.
The day the sale started, 8 minutes into the sale, they put it as out of stock. And then I went to Amazon, and Amazon had it for 27, which is kind of pricey for the Blu-ray. But it'll if more of us buy it, it'll get the 4K. It is a 4K master.
Yeah, it's on my list from the last time you recommended that.
Yeah, like I said, I always try to champion it, and it looks nice. It has a really nice little pink spine that pops off the shelf. So I'm all about the colors of the spines for the Criterions, and this one is easy to spot. I actually found out about this movie because I was watching Criterion Closet and spotted the pink spine. I'm like, what is that? And then I looked more into the movie, and I'm like, hey, I think I want to watch that movie. So,
dude, that's a solid choice. I wasn't expecting that one. I've never seen it, but I've never even seen it in the store, to be honest. So that's
it's kind of hard to find sometimes. I'm sure you can go now that it's not on sale. I'm sure you can go on Amazon and find it for $28. But they always put the stock really low around sale time, and I don't think they let that one go on sale very often.
What about
maybe a good one to pick up during the flash sale then?
Yeah,
it doesn't sell out on Criterion site. Yeah.
Just have it in the cart. Just set up some ChatGPT to automatically place the order. Let me see. Oh, somebody said Cure
Pulse is another good one.
Pulse. Damn, that is pretty good.
Do you know that director has a new movie out in theaters now, but it's for very limited. It's called Cloud. The trailer looks awesome for it.
Ooh, I need to check that out.
Somebody said, I really hope they don't stop making physical media. I love having movies on my wall to display. Well, Michael, I'm going to say this. Criterion's been at it since 1984. I don't think they're going to be slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that's the key word.
Hello, Michael. He's a friend of mine.
Oh, here we go. Q, what do you got for us, brother?
Okay, so I'm gonna cheat, GC.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, I gotta cheat. If you notice, there's something missing from my shelf that I took time to grab. So growing up, this entire series was like a childhood favorite, and it still is a favorite of mine. And I'm talking about this gigantic bad boy right here.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah. So you got all 15 movies from the Showa era in here. I don't really have a particular favorite. Well, I do, obviously, the first one, and they re-released that one in 4K, I think, the end of last year. But just this as a whole, I mean, I could sit down and watch this, and it still brings a smile to my face. So the entire Showa era. Now, I wish, and we've got Godzilla versus Biollante. They need to go ahead and give the Heisei era its day too. They've got this. Bring us the Heisei era immediately.
Dude, hopefully they're this video, they watch it at some point. They get all these recommendations because, man, I know they have a list, but like the ones that you guys are talking about, I mean, man, like that's incredible. That's really cool. I always see it back there too, and I'm like, man, that's sick.
Yeah. And funny story too about it. I picked this up during the flash sale from their website. So there was no way I was going to pay full price for this. And I say the same thing. Hopefully the next one they bring up, that Wes Anderson box set is part of that flash sale. So that's when I plan on getting that one too.
Oh yeah.
I think it should be, right? Because aren't the box sets for the most part, they're on sale as well?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that'd be a
usually
good
are.
one.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. I'm a little annoyed about that one because I have all those like individually. And of course, now they're releasing Isle of Dogs and French Dispatch, and now they're doing this damn box set.
I'll tell you something. Like during this recent sale, I had to really fight temptation from getting any Wes Anderson film because I had to keep reminding myself,
Yes,
there's a box set right around the corner. I do not need to pick up his films.
I have 2 of his on DVD, and I was like, I really want to upgrade them, but I will wait.
Yeah, you might as well. I'm just gonna get the last 2 that came out that are coming out. I'm not gonna get the box set. So
Does anybody know the newest spine number?
So whatever's coming out in October,
they're in the 12s now, right?
1280 something.
Oh. What about you, Jordan? I see you looking at something.
No, I was just curious. I was like, I wonder what spine number mine is that I'm talking about. Anyways, no, this one I got to go with this. It's my favorite, Night of the Living Dead. This Criterion release, I think, is perfect. Just an iconic George A. Romero. Really, what kickstarted what we know today as zombies. The whole lore around zombies was because of this movie. The message this movie has. George A. Romero, of course, always has some social commentary with his films. This is definitely no exception of that. But I think this is pretty much a perfect movie. And I think it's a perfect release from Criterion. I absolutely love this film. Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say that hasn't already been said about this movie. I mean, it's been dissected, all completely. It's on the public domain. So, everyone's seen it. Everyone has talked about it, but it's still everyone talks about it because of how, or wouldn't be as good as it is. So amazing release. I love this movie. So this is probably my favorite, Night of the Living Dead.
Dude, that's a solid choice, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a first for a lot of us, man. Like actually what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that for a bit now. I watched it a couple months ago for the first time ever. And I was like, I don't know why I never watched it prior to like a few months ago. Like it's such a classic, and like I'm a big zombie fan, Walking Dead, all that shit, and I don't know why I never watched it until literally I think a month and a half, 2 months ago.
And what do you got for us?
All right, so this is what I've talked about before. I'm going to bring it up again just because I really love this movie, and it was kind of a surprise when I picked it up. I wasn't expecting to like it so much, and it's Deep Cover.
Yeah,
Um,
that's one of my
Good
favorites.
one.
Too. Yes.
Bill Duke directed this one. If you don't know who Bill Duke is, he is the guy who dry shaves in Predator. And it's got Lawrence Fishburne here, Jeff Goldblum, and it's just about a cop that goes undercover to take down like a cocaine trafficking, and it's played by Jeff Goldblum, which is kind of interesting to see him in sort of the bad guy role. But I was just really surprised at how good this movie is, and I can't recommend it enough. So if you haven't seen Deep Cover, make sure you grab it during the next sale because it's a good one.
Dude, I've always wanted to check that one out, man. Like that's been another one on my list. So I'm glad you brought that one up. And look
there
at
you
this
go.
guy.
There's Q.
Yeah, Brian, I was so close to actually talking about bringing this one up because this is a favorite. This is an absolute.
It's so
favorite.
good. Yeah,
it's really good.
It's got those pink and purples too that Jeff was talking about on this slide. I don't know if you can see it. The face the movie's theme in the corner there, but I just like the there it is. Just the color, like the neon pink and purple. I think it's a really nice looking cover.
Oh, so I have a question about that release. Is it a 4K master?
It is.
It is. Yeah. Yep. 4K digital restoration.
It reminds me of Steven. Steven, your logo and your design, it's like very similar color palette to that. That's pretty cool, man.
A little bit.
And what about you, Kyle? What do you have for us?
So I like always get asked what's like my favorite Criterion film, and like there's a lot. I feel like it's almost like partially what I love about the Criterion collection is that I feel like every single movie in there, I can see why it is in there. And I can see like there's like some value in watching it. And so, you know, picking one title is like extremely hard. But this is one that, if nothing else, it kind of like springboard my love for this filmmaker. And that is the movie Contempt by Jean-Luc Godard. And his films are, he's the same director as, where is it now? Sorry. Breathless, which is probably his more well-known film that people have seen. But this movie, I love it. I'd say primarily for the soundtrack. It is just a like I don't remember what the actual score is titled, but I listen to it very often, and it's just beautifully shot, and it's just one of those movies that it has like a feeling to it, and I don't really know how to describe it. It just is like a I don't know. It's one of those movies that has just like this like feeling of like real people, and they don't feel like characters. They feel like they are a married couple within the film, and yeah, I just love it. And I need to rewatch it soon because it's been a while since I've actually seen it. But this DVD is out of print, and there is a 4K transfer of it. But there is a 4K, I should say, but I'm not sure who put the 4K out. But yeah, I'd highly recommend checking it out if you have not seen it, especially if you like other like Godard films. I feel like it's, you know, his type of a movie.
I love the fact that you're right there, just able to reach your Criterion collection at a moment's notice. That's amazing, man. And I love too that you have so many like Criterion DVDs. Like that's awesome, dude. Like
I try to like, I mean, if it's available on Blu-ray or 4K, and I don't own it yet, I'll buy the Blu-ray or 4K. But if it's something that is only available on DVD, I'll still like, it's like within my next section to buy. You know, I'll just buy it on DVD. So.
I have two on DVD that I found at a thrift store, and again, I think I paid like $3 for each one. And just seeing the Criterion logo on it, I was like, you know what? I mean, I'm sure this is gonna look fantastic regardless, especially if you have an upscale player. Mm-hmm. But I was like, man, I have to do it. Like, have to add it to the collection. Now, as for me, my favorite one, I mean, Keith, I think you might recognize this one.
Yes, buddy.
Dude, he did an episode on this. I absolutely adore this trilogy. I loved like the packaging behind it and everything. And yeah, it's the story with, again, Ethan Hawke. I guess we have a theme here, but he's traveling in Europe, and he meets this girl on this train, and They kind of spend the day together, and it's a very dialogue-driven movie. They're just getting to know each other, and part of the charm of this film, this trilogy, right? Because it's called Before the Sunrise, then you have Before Sunset, and then Before Midnight. And each movie is obviously like plenty of years apart, and it's kind of following the first movie is when they meet, and then the second movie is them kind of meeting again, and then the third movie is obviously they're they've been together for quite some time, and it really captures the human essence of relationships, like falling in love and just meeting people, and it captures the beauty of the environment as well. I'm trying to see here where this was filmed, but I don't see. I want to see like France or something, because I know she.
I think
was
the
French.
second one is Paris and the first one is Vienna, and I don't remember where
Okay.
the third one is. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it. Okay, because yeah, and it's crazy. Like they just their chance meet, and then strangers just spending time together. But absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. I mean, the packaging is just. I mean, it's just so great. And I know that Jordan's finally gonna be like, "No, get that away from me." But I'm sorry, Jordan. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
I
Now-
almost put that as my favorite.
Oh, are you kidding me?
It's so nice.
See,
It
you know
really
what? You redeemed it, man. From getting rid of the Man from Earth to mentioning this one. There we go.
Yeah, this is definitely a favorite.
It's rare to have a sequel in a trilogy to be as good. I mean, it's like John Wick, right? John Wick. Every one that you watch, it's just like, damn, how can it keep getting better? But to have a movie that's just dialogue and then have three of them like that, I mean, incredible.
Jordan,
now-
what do you got against romance movies? Come on, dude.
Yeah, man.
No, it's not that. It's the packaging. I don't like the these like I don't like the way Criterion does those digipacks.
Oh, but they're so nice.
They're so beautiful.
I can agree with
man.
you there. I don't
Yeah.
like the digipacks either.
Yeah, and then to put them in your shelf properly, they have to like backwards. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Keith you mentioning that. That's why you got Sorcerer like on the standard case.
Yeah, everybody else has shown off their 4K, and I was like, I'm just getting the Blu-ray because I don't like the flimsy
Screw that
packaging.
Well, guys, so we've touched on what we got. We touched on pretty much our first Criterion. We touched on our favorite Criterion. Now I want to get a little deep with you guys. I want to talk about what the Criterion Collection means to you. And I mean, yeah, I mean, pretty much that simple. Like, what does it mean to you? Like, what is your definition of it? And also, do you feel that the Criterion Collection has helped you expand your cinematic palette by exploring films from different countries, different times? And we'll start with you, Stephen.
Damn it. No, but seriously, I think really more than anything, when we have these sales that come up and the level of excitement that we get behind each one of these, I think that's really when I feel like it's a sense of the physical media community coming together. And the Criterion line obviously has, tons of titles, but there's something that's accessible to everyone. And that's why I think it's just such a great line of movies. We can come together, you can create your kind of like your own type of collection of the movies that interest you, but also making recommendations like we're doing on here it's just a great way to discover new films. That's how I see it, at least. And there's just something really special about it. I mean, we get this 2 times a year, if you're only buying them on sale like that, but it's a great way to buff up your collection, find out about some movies maybe you hadn't have heard of otherwise, and be able to connect with friends that way.
Dude, that was beautiful, man. It's going to be difficult to top that.
Yeah.
But Keith, you're up. What do you have to say, brother? Which one? How does it Criterion make you feel? And like, do you feel like it's helped expand your palette and your the different films that you've been exposed to?
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I mean, just like Steven said, it's like it feels like an event every time one of these sales comes around. Like my YouTube feed and Instagram feed is just full of people being like, "Oh, I got this. This movie is great. This movie is great." And like a lot of the time, like 90% of the stuff that I buy from Criterion is all blind buys, and it's because like all you guys are recommending them, and you know, their catalog is just full of like cool, like pre-60s, like super old stuff, black and white stuff that, you know, in the past I might not have given a chance, but getting older and like my taste has changed a little bit. I'm finding a lot of really, really good movies that I love watching these, and yeah, it's just really cool to go back and check out all these movies for the first time and feel like it's an event. Like I said, like everybody's all kind of going to Barnes and Noble and making their videos on it, and it's exciting.
Dude, I love it, man. That's perfectly said. And what about you, Jeff?
I mean, I actually use Criterion to expand my palette. I never really watched a silent film until I had one on Criterion. I never watched films from the 20s until I messed around with the Criterion line. My favorite thing about Criterion is not necessarily that there's film for everyone. It's proof that there is art for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about the art and how it's all put together, and they've always been that way all the way back to like the Laserdisc days. And to me, that's why Criterion is actually my favorite boutique label. I probably have the most Criterion out of anything, and I continue to buy even when there's not sales going on, just because I get an itch to get a film that someone has recommended to me. And I will almost always be willing to buy a blind buy on Criterion, because for them to give that stamp of approval, I know I'm buying something that even if I don't like it, I'm going to know somebody that does, and I could turn around and gift it, because like I said, there's art for everyone within the Criterion collection. So, and I usually know a lot of different people that like different pieces of art. So if I was to watch something I didn't like, I'm sure I have a friend I can pass it on to, because it's that vast. And that's what I love about Criterion.
Dude, that was amazing, man. And you beat me to one of the questions I was going to ask. Like the next up, I was going to ask your favorite boutique label. And now I know that it's Criterion for you, man. Love that. And Q, what about you, brother?
Well, Criterion to me has always been the OG as far as boutique labels are concerned. And I look at it kind of like they've become a huge part of pop culture too when it comes to physical media, because you see a lot of the videos that they post all the time when they have a lot of actors and actresses that you see in movies. You may have an idea of what they like, but when you watch those videos, you just see how vast and how different their tastes are with movies, and that's kind of transitioned into how I perceive it as well. Is like everyone's Criterion collection is different. It's very different, and it's one of those labels where you can learn about new stuff. Like for example, like I'll echo exactly what a few others have said. Like I've never been truly into black and white films before, but this one here turned me on to noir films. So I've become a massive fan due to films like this. And I think Criterion is great for that. It's great for exploring and, getting well acclimated with a lot of different genres that you never thought in a million years you'd be interested in. So I love them for that.
Dude, hell yeah, man. I've actually been wanting to check out Double Menu too. So that's good. That's a good show. And what about you, Jordan? What you got?
Yeah, so Criterion for me, I almost have a love-hate relationship with Criterion, to be honest. But I do love it. And I think especially times like, July, November, the flash sales, I most of the time take that time for blind buys, expanding my palette, my filmography palette. I think Criterion for me is kind of the master class in cinematic just history and learning about film, and that's kind of what I view it as. If you want to, just take a deep dive into the different genres, I think like we all have mentioned, right? Criterion has got something for everyone, and it has opened me up to newer genres. I think like J-horror. I never would have watched any of those kind of films before Criterion. You know, similar to Q, black and white films. There's a couple here and there. You know, like. Well, what's the film? It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, obviously everyone's seen that, but I mean, for the most part, you know, I saw those like kind of noir films. I didn't care for them. Now I love those movies, especially foreign films. I think that's a big one for me is foreign films. Criterion has really opened my eyes to those type of films. So that's kind of what it is to me. It's a way of, I guess, expanding your horizons when it comes to film. Yeah,
dude, I love it, man.
So
No, it really is, man. It really is like, it's a gateway too. Like you can't just go watch one Criterion movie and then that's it. It definitely goes.
Yeah. When I say I have a love hate, it's Criterion as a as a label and Criterion as collectors of Criterion has sometimes a certain viewpoint about it. Like people see them as these very high society, high class people. Yes, people. I feel like every person, Kyle, I would assume before I met you, you had a British accent. You know, that's kind of the idea that a lot of people see Criterion as. You know, that's no slight or anything. But I'm slowly becoming a big Criterion fan because there's a lot of movies in there that, especially your tastes change, obviously, as you get older as a collector. Yeah. And Criterion's kind of that just old friend that's always there. And you're always going to find something you're going to want to watch.
Can I just add to that I feel like when they have their slate of announcements, it always surprises me with what movies end up being added to the Criterion collection. Like this most recent slate of movies, I was like, well, shit, you know, like I already know that. I already know where my money is being spent on the next sale. But then there's some months where it's like the movies that they get announced. Maybe it's not necessarily something for me, but it's cool. Like, you know, seeing people celebrate the movies that they decided to add to the collection. And I don't know, it just seems very well versed, you know, depending on
they definitely keep you on your toes because you've got obviously labels like Scream Factory. I know Q's already laughing at me about that, but you've got labels like Scream Factory or Arrow. You know, you can usually generally get an idea of, that would fit with them. Criterion, there's no set type of film they're going to put out or put that Criterion treatment to. It's always a surprise, and that's what I do love about Criterion is they keep you on your toes for sure.
It is, man. It's hard to, for me at least, it's hard to find a Criterion movie that I don't like. But I'll touch once we get to me because I want to hear what Brian has to say.
Yeah, the three of us going last. Like I feel like we're just going to kind of echo a lot of the same sentiments as everybody else. Just the vast array of genres that we've been introduced to. Not even just introduced to, but just what they put out. To Jordan's point, like they're not just stuck in one specific genre. You know, you've got horror with Night of the Living Dead. You've got noir with Deep Cover, Double Indemnity, and like you've got Thelma and Louise, which is like kind of like a comedy thriller. So like just all those different types of movies. And like I said earlier, like I've been collecting these for a long time. I don't have a ton, but I mean going back to Armageddon and RoboCop and The Rock, like these movies that they don't even release really many action movies like that anymore, and I feel like they should. But I think just being introduced to directors, like for me, David Lynch, and I actually have, I'm just going to show it off, like my entire stack of David Lynch right here. And like,
nice.
I mean, I watched I didn't watch these until right after he passed away. I did a binge. And just the fact that like the Criterion collection kind of like brought Lynch into my, my viewing as a physical media and movie lover. It's great. And I love when they everybody going on the Facebook. Jesus Christ, I'm like 45 years old here. But you know, when they post them on Instagram and Facebook and you see everybody commenting on it, like everybody, like Steven's point, like everybody just has something out there that they love that Criterion's going to put out, and they don't really tend to disappoint. And I think that's such a a fun thing. I mean, you look at labels like Vinegar Syndrome, right? Like, it's shit. And we'll get into that a little bit later when we talk about other labels, but you're not going to get a ton of really bad movies here.
Yeah.
No.
like GC, I think you said it. Like, there's not a bad movie. Like, I don't think I have a bad movie in. I think I have a little over 90 something spines. Like, there's not a bad movie in it.
Dude, I haven't seen a single. I mean, I started my Criterion journey last year. Towards I would say like the end. I think it was the July sale of last year, and all the Criterion movies either I've seen streaming or physical that I own. Not a single one I've hated. I've done so many blind buys. Not a single one that I've hated.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, outside of like this year with No Country for Old Men, it's like Sorcerer's a blind buy, The Three Musketeers, The Four Musketeers. Like, I enjoy buying these movies that I've never seen because I'm just getting introduced to them for the first time. And they put out a lot of well-known movies, but there's a lot that people don't know about, and that's what's great about them, is that they can bring those to us in these lovely, sometimes digipack.
Don't say
Train
that word.
spotting. I'm looking at you.
Jordan's getting
Train
upset.
Spotting is the one digipack I really didn't want to buy just because it doesn't really match the rest of them.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But I honestly thought that this would have looked better on the side. I think this would have looked better in a digipack.
No,
That's just my opinion, but I know Jordan disagrees.
Jordan's
but-
just the anti-digipack.
no.
I'm anti Digipack too. I bought Train Spotting on Blu-ray just to get the plastic case.
yeah.
I remember that. I remember.
I wonder if they'll re-release it though in like an amaranth or like just a regular size case.
Kyle, what about you, buddy?
So I think I collect Criterion slightly different than what most people do. Which, not saying how people collect Criterion is wrong or anything, but like I said earlier, my goal is to own every single Criterion spine number, and I'm like about 700-ish spine numbers. So I have a little over half the collection as of now, but I think what I like about it is, for one, it like helps me understand the history of film, and like for myself, like my dream is to make movies someday, and so I love learning how to make movies and like, you know, the history of what inspired what. And so, you know, obviously we don't have Star Wars in the Criterion collection, but we have stuff like The Hidden Fortress, which was a huge inspiration for Star Wars. And I think when you start connecting the dots like that, where it's like this movie inspired this movie, and you know, this director took this piece and put it in this movie and stuff like that, and like I think like that's part of why I love it, is because it's like what the Criterion collection is. It's kind of like the foundation of what a lot of movies that we love, you know, that might be coming out in theaters, you know, that stuff. Like the Criterion collection is like the foundation of that. But another reason why I love it is it helps me like see the world from different perspectives, different like cultures, different like time periods, and like, you know, I'm not going to be able to travel everywhere in the world. I mean, nobody is. And I think the Criterion collection, you know, you get like a taste of all these different like points of view all over the world. And there's really no other label that does it quite like Criterion. And I don't know, I love that about it. I love seeing just different, you know, points of view of things, of like, you know, this, I don't know, Japanese film or like stuff like that. And really just the variety of movies too. And I love explaining to people what the Criterion collection is. Whenever I bring people into my movie room, I make sure to like point out, you know, this wall is my favorite, like part of my entire movie room, and explain what the Criterion collection is. And so, yeah, I absolutely love it. But
I love that, man, and I love that you touched on that too, because for me, one of my first, it's weird. I had this naive mindset where, you know, I'll pop this up here. It's only fair since I put everybody on there on the spot, but I've always had this naive mindset that like I would watch movies made here in the United States, right? Everything was in English. I've never really watched black and white before until I got older. I'm 38 now, So now that I've started watching black and white movies, silent films, movies with like subtitles, like the Parasite. Parasite was the first movie that I've ever seen that was in different language and just plain subtitles. And back when I was younger, it was hard. It was hard to watch a movie and be able to focus on the film and read the subtitles. And when I watched that movie last year, man, like my brain was blown like all over the freaking room. It was just something where I forgot I was reading subtitles, and I couldn't understand what was happening because I'm watching the movie and it was almost like I could understand what they were saying with barely looking down, and it was just incredible. It really blew my mind, and it just became kind of an addiction to be able to watch more films like that. And then another one too, with if it wasn't for the Criterion Collection, like watching something like this, I would have never thought I'd be watching something from 1932, and especially like again subtitles, and learning like the Criterion Collection has helped me understand cinema more because I've always loved cinema since I was a kid. I always wanted one of those camcorders to be able to record everything. One day, like make my own stuff and like what being able to really understand the history of movies and something like this, which is like one of the original type vampire movies. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, they do such a fantastic job, and to me, I think all the boutique labels, Criterion just stands out because I feel like out of all the labels, they're the ones that are trying to preserve, like archive things. And we have labels that release stuff that are good, right? They're good, they're okay or they're amazing. But like I was talking about earlier, and Brian was mentioning as well, with Criterion, I've yet to find a movie that just wasn't good. And it's incredible. And somebody else mentioned in the comments earlier too that because of a company like this, movies that we would have forgot about back in the 1930s, 1940s, 50s, and so on, they've shined such a light on because a lot of these new boutique labels, they're shining a light on new releases, but somebody needs to remember the people that that put the steps ahead of us in order to have the cinema that we have now. um, and then again, like this movies like The Seventh Seal, like it's just incredible. Like to be able to make something like this, and it's just people playing chess, just sitting there playing chess, having a conversation, but you're so drawn in because like what's going to happen to them. But yeah, that's why I love Criterion. I think it's I can't put it in the same categories of the labels because it does something just a bit more different, and it's really changed like my view on everything international films, and I'm so grateful for it. It's like region free. It's a whole new world now.
Yeah.
So, but
now I'll echo what you said about Parasite. Like, there's a 4K available for this from Universal.
yeah,
This is the only version that I picked up that I prefer because it's actually it's the only release that's got the black and white edition on this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So I need to
incredible.
get that.
I read in a Reddit because I was trying to figure out because I have the normal release of Parasite, the Blu-ray, and I was trying to figure out like did the Criterion have the 4K? But then in the Reddit, people were saying that go with the Criterion Collection. There's more features, and it's just a way to go regardless. Like sometimes you don't need 4K. Like the Blu-rays are still amazing, and especially if you have a good TV, a good upscaling player. But dude, I'm glad you went with that one. That's a nice release.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're almost done with the questions, and then we'll go ahead and just start. And anybody got any questions for each other, and then we'll just go ahead and go through the chats and see if I saw a few questions on there for everybody. But so for this one, out of all the sales for physical media throughout the year, which one do you look forward to the most? And we're gonna start again.
God.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah. So of all the sales,
thanks, Jordan. It's buying me some time.
You know what? I'll go first this time. I'll switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Give you guys some time. But because I know Kyle's answer. I know what he's gonna pick. I saw your last Severin video, so I already know, and obviously you mentioned it. But yeah, for me, my favorite sale out of the entire year is the Criterion sale. It's just, I mean, it's I feel like a kid in a candy store, but it's not so much about the films. It's about the connection with people.
Mhm.
When you go to Barnes and Noble and you go to the Criterion section and you see people shuffling through the film, like the options, and you see people just quietly with their head down, and you see that silent excitement when they find out nobody bought that Blu-ray yet, so they were to pick it up, or that 4K. And sometimes when people just talk to you, because it happened to me recently in the sale where I was talking, I was minding my own business just there, and this guy just like looks over, and I mumbled to myself, I'm like, man, I can't believe they don't have this. And he's like, I think I saw it over here. And just that camaraderie to be able to hunt with a total stranger for a movie that you're absolutely excited for, and then talk about film. I saw like these like early 20-year-olds, 20, 21-year-olds, and they were just talking about their favorite Criterion releases. And to be able to see that youth talk about film the way they were talking about was just absolutely amazing. Like I was just blown away. I was like, man, like they could be on TikTok or doing something else, and these guys are talking about like history of film, movies that they're like their parents grew up to. And yeah, that's Criterion's my favorite sale. But what about you, Kyle?
So it's very close between Criterion and Severin.
Okay.
Very, very close for different reasons. I think I get really excited for the Severin sale because it lasts literally only like a weekend, and they only have like 2 sales basically, as far as I know. Severin Films is my second favorite boutique label of all time, and so I love everything that they put out. But I get really excited for Criterion every single year because I just feel like, I mean, it's kind of like that of going to the Barnes and Noble and talking with strangers and, you know, seeing what other people are picking up. And especially, I mean, with my goal of owning all the Criterion, obviously, like that's the time to buy, you know. So, you know, I make my list throughout the year, and I have like a long list, and I'm checking them off as I get them and stuff. And then it just, I don't know, I love it. I think it's just such a fun time to be like discovering films, especially the ones like Sorcerer. That it's a movie that I've owned the DVD, like the standard DVD, for years, never watched it. And then Criterion releases a 4K. I'm like, well, now I'm going to have to watch it very soon because, you know, I have to buy it on 4K. And I don't know. I do a lot of blind buying too when it comes to Criterion because I know that I will always be getting a solid film. I've never been disappointed. So yeah, I love the community aspect of it, and I don't know. I just love adding them to my collection.
Dude, yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like, I heard this once. I can't remember the movie or the show that they mentioned this, but the person said that when you get to a certain age, right, like, especially guys like us, where we get to a certain age, and it's harder. It's harder to make friends, to meet people, because when you're in elementary school, right, or kindergarten, some of these friends, maybe one of them you'll take with you to elementary and so on, and then you get to high school and maybe you have the childhood friend, or you make some new friends in high school and they kind of become your friends all the way to college. And then you meet these college friends that usually end up, some of them lifelong friends, others maybe not. But then when you get to that certain age, and then there's just, you go to work, and then you make some work friends, you know, you get through the day, through the 8 hours, 10-hour shifts. But you get to that certain point in your life where it becomes harder to get to know people, especially in random places. You know, we have cinema because it kind of creates a world for us to be able to immerse ourselves. And sometimes the real world is not, maybe things are going great for us, maybe they're not, but we have somewhere for that escape. And like these type of sales, these type of things kind of open that doorway for communication and conversation with a total stranger, and just feel like, I love world building, I love the cinema, and they're like, me too, or music or art or literature. But it's such a gateway to be able to stay connected with people, and it's so important. With that said, Brian, which one's your
Yeah,
favorite sale?
it's the Criterion sale. You know, we get really 4 of them a year between Barnes Noble and then the flash sale. It's the only time I really purchase, and you know, obviously not trying to collect every one of them like Kyle is, but I have my list. You know, I have the count on Criterion. I have my wish list on there. I actually just moved a bunch over that I picked up in July to the actual owning list. But yeah, I don't know. I think just being able to get it for, you know, 50% off in a time where things are just so expensive, I feel like it's just the price is right, and I think the cost was going to be one of your other questions at one point on that list. But I think it's the right time, especially for me financially, to be able to purchase anything that I want on this list. And like I think I added another 10 on my list to the next sale today.
It never ends, man.
I was just sitting there and stuff, and you know, I'll wait. I mean, I'll get them, come November and like October, whenever the flash sale is. But I just I don't partake in a ton of the other sales. I don't have a ton of Severin. Vinegar Syndrome has a sale every month, so it's like, what's the point? There's nothing really to get excited about there. I think Arrow's another really good one that has some pretty good deals occasionally, but I don't think anything really beats this. And just kind of the excitement that it generates within not only the physical media community, but the YouTube community, right? I mean, I think somebody said it earlier. I mean, everybody's posting their recommendations, they're doing their store visits and recording in stores, and it's just so much fun to like watch everybody in their element enjoying this crazy hobby.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And what about you, Jordan? I know I feel like it's not going to be so much of your favorite. No, I'm kidding.
No, you might be surprised by my answer. I know I have been critical of Criterion in the past, but I do love them. I've got, it's hard for me because I'm kind of like Kyle there. I love the Severance sale. I'm really into Italian films, mainly thanks to Steven. But the thing about Severin is, yeah, it's like one weekend, and it's not as collectors as a whole, it's not as talked about, I guess, and as hyped up, and people don't get as excited for it. With that being said, community wise, I'd have to think, I would say Criterion, because it feels like an event, or like, like Christmas time, it's something you look forward to, as I mean, like when it was getting close, we would talk about, oh guys, we're 2 months out, we're a month out, we're 2 weeks out, and what's your list? And it's kind of this growing anticipation that just continues to grow and grow and grow. And I think my favorite personally is always July, because you've got 4 months in between the July and November, but you got 8 months between the November and July. So you've got all that time to just build up the excitement. And kind of to echoing what some of you guys have said, it's the experience, I think, with Criterion is going, for me, it was an amazing experience going into the Barnes and Noble that Friday, day one of the Criterion sale. And it's crazy to see like 40, 50 people in the small little corner of a Barnes and Noble. And, people would have stacks, and they're trying to find, like, say, I was looking for a title I didn't see, and then someone heard me over there and they said, are you looking for this? I have this. We're handing titles and trying to help each other find whatever we're looking for. And I love that camaraderie that you get going into the physical store at Barnes and Noble, where, you're not going to really get that with the Severance sale. That's strictly kind of an online thing. So for me, long story short, the long answer would be Criterion.
All right. What about you, Q? You're going to be a Criterion too, or?
Well, my answer is going to be a little drawn out, so just bear with me. So, I'm going to go ahead and say Criterion. It used to be a variety of other labels that will have sales, but the thing that I've learned in the past year and a half, maybe, from collecting, is that the Criterion sale, it really takes me back. It takes me back to, I mean, even to this day, you don't have a lot of places you can go to browse physical media. You can't really browse the shelves. And, when the sale comes around, it gives you that excuse to go in to Barnes and Noble and, carefully browse the shelves like it used to be, when you can go into like a Target or a Walmart or a Best Buy and actually browse those shelves. And when I go there, I'm just reminded of those old times, because I used to spend literally like an hour close to 2 hours just browsing to see what titles I like. It's for that reason, and probably the more important reason is, and it's mainly has to do with you can shop comfortably, getting the titles that you want from Criterion and not have to worry about that dreaded 4-letter word FOMO. Because you know all the editions are going to be the same. You don't have to worry about something going out of print or anything of that nature. Like you're going to miss out on a super deluxe edition. It's always there for the taking. And I feel like personally, it's actually gotten better in the past year with Amazon chiming in and matching the prices that Barnes and Noble has. So you can go in Barnes and Noble and they don't have it. You can go on the website and they don't have it. You can turn around and Amazon has it. There's not another label out there that gives you that opportunity where you can go somewhere else and get it for the same price and not feel like you're missing out on something.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's nice how it's been picking up even more, and because of the success of the Criterion sale, you're seeing now, like the 50% off for like Shout coming up, Barnes. Like you have Arrow, you have Radiance. Like I mean, who would have thought would be in a world where Indicator, Vinegar Syndrome is in Barnes and Noble, like all a few feet from each other. It's incredible. Jeff, what about you, brother? What you got for us?
I mean, obviously we're all here because we love Criterion, and I like the sale for it. And it's not because of the sentiment of going into the store. I actually never went and shopped in Barnes and Noble in store until this month. That was the first time I ever went. But then the second time I went, I kind of got berated by another customer. So I didn't have that interaction that you guys all talked about.
Oh no.
Oh no. I actually got called like stupid because I was in there like talking to my wife and showing her this movie and that movie, and he was like, oh, you're, you know, so I kind of got berated. But I like the sale because of the deal I get on the movies, you know. But my favorite sale used to be Vinegar Syndrome, because they only did their actual VS line. You know, they only do it like 3 times a year. They do Subscriber Week, Halfway, and then Black Friday. So they only do it about 3 times a year, where they do the same type of sale as Criterion. But what I actually like about the Criterion sale is what it does for us as a community here on YouTube, and how it gets us all together. And I learned so much about the people that I consider to be my friends here on YouTube, about their taste in movies. And you get such a wider scope of taste when you're talking Criterion. So that's why I like the Criterion sale, because everybody tends to partake in that. Even if it isn't the best sale, everybody tends to want to conversate about it, share their experience about it, and you always can find something. So I'm going to go ahead and probably go ahead and say Criterion, but it's mainly because of things like this, things that we're doing like right now.
Man, well, I'm sorry that happened, dude, with that experience at the Barnes and Noble.
I mean, it was in like a really crappy city anyways. Like I have to drive 2 hours away to get to Barnes and Noble. So it's not like it was somewhere that somebody knew me or anything. Yeah. But I was like, oh, okay, well, people are still just jerks everywhere anyways. But I still liked going through all the shelves. It was just really surprising how much stock was at the one that I went to. Yeah, because it was in a mall, and it was in a big city. So I really figured, because I went like with 4 days left in the sale, I figured there'd be like nothing left, and all there was another guy browsing it and berating me. So, but I did find some good stuff. So.
The dark side of the Criterion sale.
Yeah, right. Right. Keith, I hope that didn't happen to you, brother.
No, I've never been berated in the Criterion. I have had a similar experience to what you said, though, where I've run into other people collecting, and it is fun to just converse with like somebody that you don't know and just talk about movies randomly for a few minutes, and then be like, all right, hope you enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
They go home, watch it, and they're like, I hate you. Why'd you tell me to buy it?
Yeah. No, obviously, I think my favorite sale, though, is the Criterion sale, and I'll just keep it brief and kind of reiterate what Q said, I really miss like the experience of going into Blockbuster and video rental stores and stuff. So I think that is part of it. Also, you know, the movies are awesome. They have the highest hit percentage for me for like movies that I like versus movies that I've picked up and haven't liked. And like Kyle said, it's cool going back through the history and seeing all this stuff that like influenced, you know, um, the directors that you like now. Like I'm pretty sure Godard like influenced Wes Anderson, so I'm excited to like dive into some of his movies and just all that kind of stuff. And yeah, definitely Criterion for sure.
Dude, I feel like we're just batting like 10 to 10 here, huh? Everybody's picking Criterion. I mean, obviously it makes sense we're all on here, but and Steven, you had plenty of time, so you're gonna have to make a decision.
He's gonna throw it all off.
That's it.
No, I would have to echo your guys' sentiments as far as with the Criterion sale, because I think it's just I don't know about you guys, but I know within like our like friend group, I think it's definitely like the anticipation for this event coming up gives you a reason to go back out to the store. And kind of what Keith was saying earlier is that, you know, there's less and less options, at least where I'm at, where I'm able to go in store to go check out movies and have like the ability to just hold them in hand and to be able to appreciate, you know, each one of these releases, or to have like a stack. I'm like trying to, you know, skim through it to see which ones I'm planning on picking up. Like, you don't get that. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the Severance sales, you know, that's awesome in its own way. You know, with what you're able to get and like how they draw out the sale, like with announcing titles. I think that's very cool in its own way. But I don't know, man. I think it's pretty hard to top the Criterion sale for what the experience you get out of it.
It is, man. Like you're not just paying, like you're not just getting a good deal and helping preserve like cinema and being exposed to something you would have never thought you would have seen before. But that I miss that experience. Being able to go to a video store. I worked at a Blockbuster in 2008.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
Wow.
man, I missed like talking to people. Like people would come up to me and be like, "Hey man, do you recommend this?" It felt like I was in a movie, and it was so amazing. I still have all the stuff, like my
That's
name
special.
tag, dude, and I miss it, man. So going into like a place like Barnes and Noble, even just talking to an employee when they know about like the Criterion section and they give you recommendations is like, man, it takes me back, and it's it's a priceless experience, especially in a digital age. So yeah, it's a good one, man.
For
Hey,
sure.
real quick, guys, I gotta head off. I had something come up, so I gotta run.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah,
man.
sorry about that,
Hey,
guys.
Jordan.
We'll see you, Jordan.
Everyone,
See ya.
Later,
see you,
Jordan.
See you guys.
Guys, so we have about two questions left, more or less, and yeah, from there we'll just kind of free go on, and anybody got any questions for each other, we would do that, and then just go to the chat, and we're almost set. And thank you guys so much for hanging on, man. I mean, I know it's been just hit the
Absolutely.
2 hour mark, so I appreciate that, guys. Now we kind of talked about prices. I might not even ask that because we did talk about that already. We kind of covered it. But this is a question out of all of them that I wanted to ask the most, and it was, and I'll start with me because I know it's a question to think about. But do you consider yourself a collector or a curator?
Mm.
I know for myself, I consider myself a curator because I only buy movies, for the most part, that like I only buy movies that I love, and I'm not trying to I don't buy it because of the price that it might cost later on or anything like that, or to try to resell. It's just something that means something to me, and I it's I absolutely love it, and I want to treasure it forever. So that's kind of my answer. But what about you, Kyle?
I'd say a little bit of both. And what I mean by that is like I kind of let the boutique labels do the curating for me in some ways. And so I was going to mention this, I think, like 1 or 2 questions ago, but like the reason why I like the fact that I'm going for all of the like buying up all of the Criterion movies is it's like it's forcing me to watch movies that, you know, nobody else is talking about. Of like, you know, there is a reason why I don't know, like the Tin Drum is in the Criterion collection. I don't see a lot of people talking about stuff like this or other movies. Like, I mean, there's obviously a ton in here that nobody really talks about. And so I kind of like that, you know, Criterion kind of curates this, like, this catalog of films to watch. And I kind of consider myself to be both a collector, but also a curator when it comes to just, you know, stuff in my movie room. Like, I'm a collector of, you know, copies of the Friday the 13th series. I have them on Laserdisc and VHS and DVD and Blu-ray and like 4K. And so it's like I have them like multiple different, you know, copies. It's more of a collection piece. And I'll buy, like, blind buy a lot of things that's stuff that like I would have never, like, it's like, oh, that kind of looks interesting, I'll buy it. And so I do like go through my collection and I do downsize bits and pieces of it. I just did a whole video series of me decluttering like 300 laser discs out of my collection.
Wow.
I had like 1,000 and I'm like, this is too many laser discs. I need to declutter. This is insane.
Wild.
But so it's kind of like a mixture, I would say, between, there's certain things that I will collect, but then there's just certain things that I will like curate. So yeah.
When you said the laser disc of Friday the 13th, I thought Steven was gonna jump out of the screen.
Dude, I need it all.
That's one of his favorites, man. So when you said that, it's like, man, you're just
You
like
got
pulling the
VHS,
heartstrings.
cassette, vinyl. I
also have
laser disc.
I also have a couple Friday the 13th CEDs, if you know what those are.
That's going the extra mile. Yeah, but no, that, I mean, that's cool though. It's definitely like something that's no matter what, I think it's always cool to appreciate all forms of physical media.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, absolutely, man. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, it's kind of like Kyle. I think it's kind of a mixture of both. I definitely started out as a collector, right? I VHS, DVD to Blu-ray, like I had them all.
Mhm.
I never had laser discs. A little younger when those came out, but I think it's gotten to a point where it's a little bit more curating now. With, to Kyle's point, the boutique labels kind of do it for you, right? So Vinegar Syndrome is a big one that I have a ton of. I have way more Vinegar Syndrome than any other boutique label. And then really just like, you think about like steel books and like different styles and like packagings, right? Like I collect steel books, but I kind of only collect the ones that I really want to get. Like I'm not just trying to buy. And yeah, it's crazy because like I used to collect, Funko Pops. Like it's just that mindset of just, I want to call it hoarding because it's not hoarding. Like it's we're not hoarders. We're just
We're not hoarders.
We're not hoarders. But yeah, I just feel like I always had that kind of collector mindset, and then I think it's gone more curating, kind of as I've gotten a little older into doing this.
To touch on what you said, man, like it's funny because when I've always I've always had some type of physical media since I was a kid. One of my first movies that I owned were the VHS that were released by McDonald's, like Addams Family and all that stuff. Ghost.
Wow.
And yeah, man, most people don't remember that, and it's crazy because throughout the years, again, like I've always had a fascination with film, so I always had movies that I loved, and then took a break, and then up until like the beginning of last year, I just started realizing, I was like, man, I went into that panic mode. I was like, I just got to start buying up movies that I love because I feel like physical media is dying, because after seeing all these retail stores closing out and stuff, and then realizing it's not the case and talking myself off the physical media ledge, I was like, okay, so you know what? We're good. Everything's fine. I'm just going to buy stuff. Cause I in the beginning, when I started discovering like boutique labels, I started falling into that FOMO of like, it's going to sell out. You'll never find it again, this and that. And right away, I had to talk myself into saying, you know what? If you miss out on it, you miss out on it. Somebody's going to release it again. But buy it because you want it, and not just because you know, because everybody else is doing it, because it happens a lot in the community. You see
It's
that people,
it's very hard to like kind of sidestep away from that,
Yeah.
because you know how it is with social media. Like you see everyone picking up like said title. It's very easy to get caught up in that.
dude, and we're all
I think
passionate.
FOMO is such a big issue
It is.
in this hobby. And I didn't mean to cut you off, GC, but you brought it up, and it's just, you know, thinking about Sinners, right? It was a steelbook. I love Sinners, and I missed out on the steelbook, and I can't get it anywhere. Like you said, somebody's gonna put that out again.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it is what it is. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if a boutique label eventually puts it out. I mean, who knows? Maybe it ends up in the Criterion collection one day.
It could fit in the Criterion collection.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, dude, the music alone, I mean, it was fantastic. Like the history and everything. And yeah, it's one of those, especially when we have people like us, right? We're all passionate about film. So when we talk about movies, I know when I do stuff with Q a lot, or Steven or Keith, like when we do stuff together, and I know Jeff, we never done stuff together, but we've seen it in the comments, like we all hype each other up the second we talk about a movie. Like I brought up The Descent not so long ago.
Oh man!
And then we're like, let's do a video on it, and it's just stuff
add
like
it to the Criterion collection,
dude. We sell each other so easily. I think
I still need to see that movie.
Oh, it's so good.
I've never
so
seen it.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian. Oh man. Don't even watch the live stream that we're doing tomorrow then, because
right.
we don't
watch the movie, then watch that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Dude, that's
you're doing a deep dive into it. All right.
Kind of, yeah. We're gonna just talk about it and like the history and stuff. Where I have this series, Cinema Rewind, so we kind of try to focus on older movies that made that impact, that people don't talk about as much, that they're not mainstream, and just taking it back to the early 2000s, 90s, so on. But yeah, we're excited about that one. But Q,
all right. I would say 1000% curator.
Okay.
Because I feel like all a part of my life, different phases part of my life, I've collected movies at certain points, and I've had those certain points where I was a collector. And I come from a family where, you know, my uncle, he was a huge physical media collector. He had thousands upon thousands of VHSs, and I used to love going to his home, and we would sit down, we would watch movies over the weekend with him and my cousin. And, you know, as I got older, I wanted to, you know, kind of collect my own stuff. But then, you know, fast forward to where I started back collecting about maybe 2.5, maybe 2 years ago. I just got to a point where it's like, you know, I don't have to own this or that. And I really judge things based off what I read about descriptions on the back of cases, or I'll watch the trailers. I know a lot of people say you can't watch trailers because it contains spoilers, but you know, I can only judge what I really like based off the trailer. And I'll echo back what Brian was saying earlier. You know, I'm looking to my left, and I've got a ton of Vinegar Syndrome over there. But I'll tell you what, there's not a whole lot of Vinegar Syndrome that I have over here that I dislike, mainly because I would watch the trailers first before I make that decision. So I would say 1000% curator. That's just how I get my movies now.
You're gonna have to change your name, man. Movie curator.
I know, right?
I saw somebody put it in the comments. I almost lost it.
How notes.
Dude, I love that. And what about you, Jeff?
Well, I would say I've always been like a collector of something, because I literally still have Sega Genesis cartridges from like 1995 in this room that I'm sitting in.
Nice.
But I've always kind of like, in different phases of my life, I've either been super into video games or super into movies or this or that. Well, I don't know, about 2021, 2022, I decided, hey, I have every retro game I ever need to have. I really need to catch back up on movies, because I had 4K and everything, but I just bought like once here and there. I was heavy into collecting Blu-rays when 3D was the format. So I kind of got back into it around like 2020, late 2021. That's about the time I found Ken. And, you know, I collected real heavy for a couple years. And then when I decided I wanted to start doing YouTube, there's a video on my channel talking about every 4K I picked up in like 2023, and it was like close to 100 4K movies in 1 year. And I decided that I was just going to make it my goal to start curating the collection that I have and being happy with the format that I already have. Like everything needs a 4K, but I don't need everything on 4K. Is the mindset that I started to get into. So I've became more of like a collector, but curating my own collection as I go. Like I don't need 12 copies of Halloween, but I might have 12 copies of Halloween. So I'm trying to make sure I don't do that with so many different movies at this point is kind of what I'm getting. Like I'm trying to find my definitive version of my favorite films at this point.
I love that, man. And I mean, you know what? Like I'm looking at your collection there. Like, dude.
Oh, this,
like,
well, and you can ask a few people. I've had a few people that are friends with us on YouTube here in this room. This is only about half of it.
Wow.
It goes along the whole wall.
Wow,
So this is just my 4Ks and some of my boutiques. I still have like a spindle of Blu-rays, a whole bunch of TV shows. Like I really do like collecting movies, and I got into that phase of seeing what everybody else was getting, and I'm like, oh, I need to have that, but I already had it on Blu-ray. So I decided to kind of pivot from, instead of buying all the new releases, I need to get different films in my collection rather than continuously upgrading the same ones.
Dude, you need one of those like 360 panoramic cameras, so whenever you do your videos, it just shows everything. Like you're just in the center of it.
Well, Brian over at Last Movie Standing already said once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I have to do a room tour, or he's gonna do a petition for people to unsubscribe from me. that's like the goal. If I don't put one out, then he's gonna make sure people leave.
Let me just say something. Sorry for interrupting. Let me just say something. I will say, even before we even get to Keith and Steven, we're all curators, and I'm gonna tell you why. You're a collector if you collected comic books. Plain and simple. Variant covers, all of that different stuff. When I was a comic book collector, I wanted every single cover to each issue. So I will definitely say that.
Yeah.
Was that true, Keith? Is that how you feel?
I appreciate the kind words. But I think I would consider myself a collector, but with good intentions. Like, I don't ever buy a movie and like that I don't plan on watching. Well, I do have a ton of movies on my shelves that I haven't seen yet, but I'm kind of envious of like Kyle's collection, because I could just go in there and be like, at any night, just be like, oh, I want to watch this tonight. You know, I haven't seen this. You probably have hundreds of movies that I haven't seen. So one day I would love to have like a huge library like that. But I don't go out of my way to like buy stuff that I don't have any intention of watching. So yeah,
just to have it. Yeah. No, that's good, man. I mean, that's the key, right? Because, like I forget the name of I forget the word where people they buy a bunch of books with the intention of reading it later on, and I have that problem. I'll go sometimes to a thrift store or somewhere, Barnes and Noble, to a sale, and I'm like, I love literature, and I'll see a book. I'm like, man, I'm gonna read it later on when I'm in the mood for it, but I need to have it there.
You're backlogging it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's what it is. What about you, Steven? Are you backlogging the movies, or?
Man, it's so bad. It's just not. It feels like it's just I never have enough time to get caught up on everything.
100%.
I would have to, and I'll answer this after this. I got to go, but the through and through, I would say more and more as time went on, I feel like I've really curated my collection to the point where, like, I can go through, and with each movie that I have, I always wanted to make sure that I made it a point to, at least if someone came up and they were like, hey, tell me a little bit about this movie, I could recommend it to them. Because otherwise, like, I see how it can get when you're collecting, and it's like the FOMO and missing out on you know, certain like limited editions of like certain sets or whatever the case is, and it can definitely get very out of hand. But for my own collection, I just really wanted to make sure that these movies are meaningful to me in some way, shape, or form. So I would definitely have to say that I'm a curator for sure.
I love it, man. We're so, you know, at the end of the day, I think everybody in here too, the key is to preserve cinema and film.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah.
it's awesome for everybody, even because and I wanted to ask that question because some people do get offended and they're like, oh no, I'm not, I'm a curator, I'm a collector. They intertwine, right? They do work together because in a way it's, you are collecting, and it's like he said, you could either have the good intention or you could have the other intention to hold on to it just to mark it up an extra $100 or $200. Like a lot of the scalping people that do that on eBay and stuff like that. But I love that, man. I know you mentioned that you have to go. Do you have time for one more question, or do you want to just let everybody know where to find you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dip out. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to cut you guys loose, but yeah, of course, you guys can you can catch me tomorrow with GC for Cinema Rewind. So we're gonna be doing a deep dive into The Descent, which we're super pumped about. You guys obviously know I'm on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, at After Hours Video, and then I'm a co-host on Beyond the Blood podcast with my buddy Chris. So hopefully you guys get a chance to check that out.
Dude, thank you so much for jumping on, brother. I really
No, thank
appreciate
you.
it, man.
This is a lot of fun, guys.
Dude,
fun hanging out with you guys.
We're gonna have to do it again, man. We're gonna have to, especially tomorrow. Tomorrow we have our regular Cinema Rewind episodes, and I had a blast, man. Thank you.
All right,
See you,
guys.
Steven.
All right,
Yeah,
have a good night, guys.
Take care.
All right, take care,
Later,
guys.
Steven. Guys, so we're at the last question here, and this one I changed it last minute. I wanted to kind of catch you guys off guard, so brace yourselves.
Wait, I prepared for a question that you haven't asked.
No, I'll go first to be fair, so that way, like, it gives you guys time to think on this one. But if you were in the Criterion closet and you only had 5 minutes, right, to pick some titles, what actor or director would you want to be in that Criterion closet with? So think about that one. And my answer is I brought up, there's two people that come to mind. It's kind of cheating a little bit, but I do have Jerome Bixby, the director of The Man from Earth. The person came up with it, and it's just, again, that movie resonated so much with me that I would love to be in the Criterion closet and pick their brain, because to come up with that type of storyline, I'm like, man, like, dude, what were you thinking? Like, you just, like, that's incredible. You kind of like rewrote history. So that would be somebody, or Britt Marlin. She's an actress, but she's also like a writer, producer, director. She was on a show on Netflix called The OA, and done a bunch of other movies like The Other Earth, I Origin. So I mean, I think I have almost everything of hers except the OA show, but absolutely love her stuff. And it's always, every time I've seen anything of hers, it's just kind of stayed with me, and it's really made me think. So that's somebody that I would also share those 5 minutes with. But now, Kyle, are you ready? Do you have an answer, or do you need a little bit more time?
I think I have an answer.
Okay, who do you got?
Well, first, do they have to be living?
No, not at all.
I would say if I had to choose a director, it'd probably be Stanley Kubrick. Just because I absolutely love everything that he's made, and I think he was just a genius. I mean, every project that he touched was just like perfection of that genre. And I would love to hear his thoughts on just different movies and like, stuff that he, obviously there's movies in the Criterion collection that he's made, but, just if he's seen any of the films and like what if they've like inspired him to do a certain thing in a certain movie. But also probably very similar answer to like David Lynch. I feel like he would have also been really fun to just sit down and just pick his brain on, what inspired what projects, and I don't know, just like where his like creativity came from. If any of the films, because I know he's mentioned in interviews in the past that he liked like Fellini movies and stuff like that, and you can kind of see a little bit like of that inspiration in some of his work. And so probably just those two.
Dude, good choices, man. I like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Brian?
All right, so Lynch is a good one. I think I had kind of two in mind when you asked the question, but I think I would go with Joel and Ethan Coen. Just because they obviously they have movies in the collection, but I think it would be interesting to see what other films they would recommend because they have such a unique style. And you know they've got some quirky like comedies that are not in the collection, but they have some really good noir like Q showed off Miller's Crossing before. I just watched that for the first time this year. Blood Simple, No Country for Old Men. So I just think that they would be really fun to kind of be in there with and kind of see what they would recommend based on kind of their thought process.
Dude, I love that, man. I love that. And what about you, Q?
I would say too, Brian, like I don't think anyone actually realizes it, but one of the Coen brothers has actually got a movie dropping soon with Margaret Qualley.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It looks like it's gonna be really good, so I'm excited about that. But
I think I did see that trailer. You're right.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with the very unconventional. I don't think there's an unconventional answer, but I would say Spike Lee. Just because I would like to pick his brain to see what movies that he likes that pretty much inspired him to, do the movies that he does. And I would say Denzel for the actor because his range is just very diverse. He can play any type of character you need him to play. And I would just love to pick his brain about, what movies inspired him or what actors and what movies inspired him or inspired his acting style.
Dude, I love that, man. Spike Lee, somebody had to say it. I like that. What about you, Jeff?
I'm going to go with Carpenter because I don't even think he has any films in the collection any longer. Like the only one he ever had was pulled, but he's obviously got wonderful inspiration from movies that are in the collection. And I'd really like to pick his brain. And there's so much there for him to be able to pick from. I'd like to see what kind of range he would pick for, he could probably get quite a bit in 5 minutes, I think. Because he doesn't just do horror. If you look at his catalog, he's got comedic tastes as well.
That's a good choice right there. And what about last but not least, Keith?
So I had to Google it real quick to see if he's ever done a Criterion Closet video. But I think it'd be super interesting to see what Quentin Tarantino would pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he obviously doesn't have any movies in the collection. And like I showed earlier, Lady Snowblood was like a big inspiration for Kill Bill. So it'd be cool to see if there's any other movies in the collection that he kind of took inspiration from. And also just listening to him talk about movies is really fun. He has so much energy and so much knowledge and stuff. It'd be really cool to have a conversation with him about movies and just take it all in. And for an actor, I think maybe Josh Brolin would be cool. I don't know if you follow him like on Instagram or anything, but he's a very interesting guy. He's really into the arts and whatnot and like poetry and stuff. And I feel like he would just have some very interesting picks and recommendations too. So
he's like Norman Reedus. Like I think they're good friends too. But Norman Reedus is like that. He's very into like literature and arts and all that stuff, photography. I love when you said Quentin Tarantino. I'm glad this is recorded because everybody's heads went like this, nodded at the same time,
nodded.
like synchronized. I cannot wait to like go back and see that clip.
It's kind of crazy that he hasn't done one yet, but I don't know. Maybe there's a reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
It may be because he doesn't have a film in the collection.
Yeah.
That's true. Somebody says Stanley Kubrick. He created Desire Shots, great director with a little madness. That is true.
Yep.
Guys, well, that completes the questions that I had for you guys. And I mean, I appreciate you guys being troopers for staying on for so long and answering all these questions. Now, do you guys have any questions for each other?
What is it? What's everyone's favorite movie?
That's such a loaded question.
Damn.
If
You turned
had
it
to
around.
pick one.
Like of all time?
Yes.
Jesus.
I got this one. I can easily say this one. I've said it all the time in my videos, but I'm waiting to do an episode on it soon. But I don't know if you guys can see it.
Oh, let's zoom in.
The
Batman.
Batman. Batman 89. So that's my favorite movie of all time. It just, I mean, even hold on, keep the camera on me.
Oh,
show this off every time too. So my band, I don't know if you guys can see it.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's
I love that.
That's the 89 emblem that Keaton has on his chest. So, yeah, that's my favorite movie of all time.
You gotta get a live stream going and just call it "Let's Get Nuts."
Yes.
You know, I have an answer for that one, and it changed. It has changed. So obviously, as we get older, like our different movies and stuff change. But mine used to be the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper, and it's funny because it's just like a random movie, but to me, it's like every single time I saw that movie, like it inspired me. Just that, like when he takes that pill and he just starts doing all these things, and I would get so excited. I was like, I want to do that. But now, as I've gotten older, my favorite movie so far is Midnight in Paris.
Okay.
And absolutely love it. I love history. So the fact that like history and time travel, and then the fact that he gets to hang out with like all these different like figures from those times, from the old times, like with like the arts and like the music and everything, and then just the message behind that film where it talked about like every generation has like their favorite period in time, but then when you go to that period in time, it's not as cracked up to be. So it's just like this fantasy that we always chase. Except the 90s. The 90s were the best time.
Yes, I agree.
I don't care what anybody says, but that's why the Matrix, they picked the 90s during the whole like Matrix situation. But that's another topic. But yeah, that's my favorite movie right now, Midnight in Paris.
I guess I'll go. I mean, I say this every time somebody asks, and again, a loaded question, but I mean, I just go back to Jurassic Park.
That's
nice
a good
choice.
one.
And
Everybody's like,
obviously, it's kind of. I feel like it's almost like a generic answer because it's such a big, epic movie. But that movie for me is kind of what got me into movies.
yeah.
I was when it came out 93, 94. I was 13, 14 years old. So like, that's when I just started this collecting, was because Jurassic Park and how phenomenal and just awesome those dinosaurs were. It sounds silly, but I mean, it was just such a spectacle, and it was such a fun movie. And I just rewatched it again recently. I did a whole watch through of the entire franchise to get to watch Rebirth, and just kind of revisiting it every so often is just so much fun.
It's safe to say we're all around the same age range, and we could all agree that when Jurassic Park or The Lost World came out, we probably lost our minds. Like, I mean, like it's such a great choice, man. It's a film that's it's going to transcend the test of time, and even with the new Jurassic Park movies, you just cannot beat like the real thing.
No.
Yeah, the original is just the best one. Yeah,
and I'll go as far as to say this too. I think when it comes to everyone's favorite movies of all time, I would say 90% of the time Spielberg is in there. There's a Spielberg movie that's in there.
Yeah, I mean he's on my list of. I have a list of, I'm sure, I don't know if everybody else does, but a favorite movie for every year you've been alive.
Yeah,
Spielberg pops up on there a few times.
yeah.
That's a good idea, man. Like, I would love to do something like that. Like, pick a movie for every single year.
You should do it. It took me months to put it together. I did it a few years ago from like a friend of mine at work was like, hey, like, let's do this. So I was like, all right. I don't know. He probably got it from somewhere online, but it took months to like actually go through and just figure out which ones are my favorite. Yeah.
Well, who's next? Who's the next victim? We've got.
You got yours ready, Jeff, or I can go?
Yeah. My favorite is Halloween 78.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't matter how I'm feeling. I could put that movie on, and it's just comfort food. I can catch it on TV, and it still affects me the same way as watching it uncut on any format I've ever watched it on. I actually grew up watching the DVD TV version for probably about 4 or 5 years before I realized that it was like the TV cut. But it still has that effect, you know. And yes, that was the DVD that my uncle gave me when I was like 8 or 9. And I watched it quite a bit. But it still has that effect no matter how you watch it. It doesn't matter how it's edited. It has the same scare factor of just like the boogeyman, you know.
Jordan
He's
would
just
be proud.
there. He's just there in the shadows. So
That's a great choice, man. It really is. I mean, it's especially to create a movie like that where it's just a guy walking around and like stalking, and it just that creep factor. You know, it always gets to you. What about you, Keith?
Okay, don't laugh. I'm gonna have to say my favorite movie of all time is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Dude,
Because no matter how
Nothing
old I
wrong with
get, I can always go back and watch that movie. It puts me in a good mood. If you look behind me, this glass case over here is full of like the old action figures and like the video games. I have multiple copies of the VHS tapes, and that van up there has the entire cartoon series in it. I feel like I've kind of like based my entire personality around Michelangelo, so I will always love that movie. I feel comfortable saying it's my favorite movie.
dude, listen, honestly, any movie that means something to you is a great choice, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. And
Yeah.
the person that asked this loaded question,
Yeah.
Kyle.
So my letterboxd says like I my top 4 obviously, and like I mean comments on there: Twin Peaks: The Return, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. But my all-time favorites is Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, that's a good one.
I feel like it is just a perfect movie. Like it is just one of those movies that I can watch and I enjoy it equally just every time I put it on. And yeah, it's like the perfect sequel and the perfect amount of world building. And I almost feel like you don't have to watch the original Star Wars movie to like enjoy it. I feel like you could really pick up exactly what's happening in the film pretty quickly. So I just feel like it's just, you know, it's just a perfect film. But yeah, it's always been Empire Strikes Back.
Kyle, I feel like I saw either a year ago or later. I know I saw a video of yours. I think you were either showcasing, I don't know if it was a laser disc or it was like an actual film reel. It was something that had to do with like this like rare Star Wars collection. And dude, I was like, man, like that's freaking cool.
Yeah, it goes to like my like that's definitely part of my like collecting aspect versus like curating, where like I collect just any box set or any like I have the Star Wars movies on CED, Laserdisc. I have a couple of like 8mm film reels of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have the one movie on beta tape. I have, I mean, obviously VHS, Blu-ray, DVD. I'm trying to think, 4K. Pretty much any format that it's ever been put on, like I have. Obviously, I mean, it would be fantastic if I had a 16mm or a 35mm print of the film, both of which are going to be very expensive. So I don't see myself ever getting that. But yeah, I don't know. I love collecting the different like artworks and stuff for Star Wars. But
no, I love that in your videos, man. Like like I said before, I watched your stuff way before I thought about even get on YouTube, and like I loved that passion of seeing you like showcase these different variations and stuff. And it was just it's cool. Chris from 80s Made, he does that with, I'm trying to remember, there's 2 different films. The Professional, there's one that's his favorite, and he has almost like every single variation of it. So just to be able to see that, like it's always so cool because you never know like the different releases. Like you can see like some weird like random Japanese release or you know, some like Russian release, and it's just random stuff like that. And you're like, dude, I didn't even know that existed. And they have like a whole different name for the movie and stuff, and it's so cool.
So Kyle, do you have that that really nice Laserdisc collection of Star Wars?
yeah, oh yeah, I have the actually I'll go grab it.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. If you guys have never seen it,
dude, yeah, that was, I think it was one of the videos that I was talking about too. Like I was just like, man, that, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Kyle was like the reason I learned about laser discs, because I was like, what the
Wow.
hell is a laser disc? It's just some giant CD. It's like,
Yeah,
I remember them when I was in like middle school. They were kind of around.
yeah.
I just never had them. Yeah.
My parents and grandparents actually collected laser discs
Yeah.
in the '90s. So we were like a laser disc family in that fashion.
do you still have them?
Laser discs were kind of funky sometimes. Like that Jurassic Park, it's 3 sides to watch that movie right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the only laser disc I currently have, and it's just because it's Jurassic Park. But there's like 2 laser discs in there, and it's in 3 different parts.
Jeez.
Wow.
And I know Kyle. Oh, here we go.
Yep, that's it.
One of
That's
my,
it. That's it.
Definitive collection.
That is cool.
Um,
That's incredible, man.
That is beautiful.
That is beautiful.
opens up,
Oh,
and inside you have all of this
Oh,
just
that's
amazing.
so
Wow.
nice.
dude, it's like a giant boutique label style, but like a disc, like a giant disc.
So it comes with like an actual like hard covered like book, like
Wow.
and so this thing's just loaded with just all kinds of like behind the scenes stuff, and
Wow.
Dude, that's incredible, man. That's in mint condition.
let's see, 207 pages, which is just
Wow.
insane. Also comes with just like a little like guide for all the the different discs, and then you have all of the films in these, and I think they're all 3 discs each. So I won't go through the whole thing, but yeah, you just have like all 3 movies. But while I was over there, I also just grabbed these because I figured I love showing them off. But these are 8mm or super 8mm like reels of Star Wars.
Nice.
So-
That's really neat.
This is just like 17 minutes of like the movie. And I've played this before. I have a couple projectors, but it's just like random like pieces of the movie. Then I have this one as
Oh,
well.
man.
Oh, that is incredible.
I would love to get like an actual like full print of the movie. And then I believe this is like the trailer or selected scenes. Yeah, so it's just a little smaller, but yeah. So I like to collect film as well. So someday I'll have a complete 35mm film, but I don't have any way to play 35mm. But yeah.
Dude,
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
we're all just like getting close to the screen, probably just staring with our mouth open. That's incredible, man. Dude, that's that question you asked about a fear film led us to this point where we're able to see something so cool. That's awesome. And I
Yeah.
love that. Does anybody have in the panel any other questions for the rest of the guys, or don't jump out all at once, guys? No, I think let's go ahead, and the last portion is just, let's see, because I think there was probably like 2 or 3 questions people were asking. Oh, that's cool. And KB says that's how I first saw Empire. Nice. Now somebody said, let's see here, because it was about, I'm starting from the end and working my way up. Oh, I'm just coming in, so someone may have asked this. What's the Criterion count for each of you? For me, I think I maybe have like 15 Criterion movies or something like that. Like between 15 to 20 movies. I would have to go over again, but
Who's next? Kyle?
So
oh
I,
yeah, Kyle, sorry. I was just at this point I was just like, anybody could jump in. Whoever wants to answer that one. Kyle has like,
So I actually counted last night because I figured somebody would ask that
Yeah.
question. And this is counting like spine numbers. And so, like, for example, like I counted the box set as one spine number and then the individual movies as their individual spine numbers as well.
okay.
So I know this isn't completely accurate of how many like movies necessarily, but I have 694 spine numbers. Within
Wow.
my collection.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
And there's some like I have the you can kind of see it. up here. The Akira Kurosawa box sets, that's not spine numbered. The Fellini sets, not spine numbered. The Bergman sets, the Pasolini and all of like the directors, the Wong Kar-wai, and I have like those, and those aren't spine numbered, but that's not included in that 694. But then I also have like the giant Janus Films, like 50 years of Janus Films box set as well. That's also not included, but so.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, I counted. I didn't count them, but I have an Excel file that had so I keep track of my collection. So, and I'll have like a boutique label column. So I just filtered on that. I have 96 spine numbers, 94 spine numbers, 106 titles. So like include like the Bruce Lee box set, the Sunset box set, stuff like that.
Damn.
I have about, I think I last counted last week. I want to say, I think I got about 78 Criterions.
I think Jeff is counting over there. He's I see him. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Keith?
Well, you can kind of see like over here, these two, like the two top rows are all Criterion, and I think each row has like 60, so 120, and then like another section, so like around 140 or so. The only box set I have is the Wong Kar-wai box set, so yeah, I'd say like around 140 or so.
Jeez.
Nice.
See, that's why I was happy about getting this panel together, because I knew there was going to be people that have like a lot, like a big majority. Then there's going to be people like me where I'm like, I just discovered it last year and getting into it. So it's so awesome to see that. What about you, Jeff?
I got 74 or 75 spine numbers, and I think it's 78 films, something like that. So I got a couple box sets, and that makes the numbers a little off.
Dude, you and Keith are almost, not Keith, you and Q are almost neck and neck. And
So we might have actually started collecting around the same time.
Yep.
If we both our first ones were Night of the Living Dead, so it may have been we may just be on the same pace.
Yep.
I was trying to scroll up on here, but I wasn't able to find any. There was so many comments. The only other question there I was able to get to was because somebody was saying that they wanted to start collecting Criterion, and what would be the first Criterion movie that we would recommend to them to start their collection. I know for me, it would be the Before trilogy. Talked about this one already. I think this is a fantastic entry point. It's obviously still modern. It's in English, and it's something to kind of ease you in. You get 3 movies, especially during the 50% off sale. It's a steal. What about you, Kyle? What would you recommend?
I mean, the Before trilogy is a great starting point. I would also recommend. I almost feel like part of me wants to say like dive it like headfirst into like Seven Samurai. I know it's not the most accessible movie for people, but
yeah,
I feel like that is a good like a good like almost like representation of what the Criterion collection is in many ways. And I feel like it's Akira Kurosawa. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. It's very well done. And it can be intimidating because it is, 4 hours long, black and white in Japanese. But if not that, I would also recommend 12 Angry Men is a great film as well, where it's still like, for those that might not watch a lot of black and white films, it's still like a very entertaining and very tense, English speaking black and white film that could be, easily accessible as well. So.
Nice. What about you, Brian? You have any recommendation for?
I feel like it's almost kind of tough to recommend because there's so many different genres. So like I think it depends on people's tastes. But I have it here. I think, and this is kind of one of their horror ones. I'd say The Others is a good one.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
This one just came out not too long ago. But it's a really good movie. It took me by surprise. I had never seen it before, and I really enjoyed it. And didn't really see where it was going. So I think that was a really good one. So it's a horror movie and like ghost tale. So I think it's just a matter of if that speaks to you. But it's a good one.
Especially being like fairly modern, where it's like you kind of dip your toe in little by little.
Yeah.
What about you, Q? You have any recommendation?
Yeah, I'm gonna sound a little biased when I pick this one, but I'm gonna say Do the Right Thing.
Okay.
Great movie.
Yeah,
man.
this would be an entry point. Yeah, there's a 4K available for it, but this is the definitive version to pick up, even though it's the Blu-ray. This is a great. The film, it touches on pretty much everything. It's got funny elements. You got your serious tones in it, and then also, just the packaging too. You get a little bit of everything, and they even give you like one of the thick booklets.
Dude.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They even give you one of the thick booklets too. This would be my recommendation. Would be Do the Right Thing.
I had to grab mine because I didn't buy this one off of Barnes & Noble or Criterion. I bought it from like Spike Lee's website, and it's autographed by him.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That is awesome.
And like I don't remember when this went up for sale, but I was like, I gotta get it. And I actually met Spike Lee once when I was 12, 13 years old. He was shooting Crooklyn, and some of the scenes were shot in my hometown around the corner from my house. So me and my friends rode our bicycles around the corner. And down somewhere in a bin, I have a Polaroid picture of me and my friend, and it's signed by Spike Lee as well. So,
dude, that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeff? What do you got for us?
Everybody knows you should have Night of the Living Dead, but what about this coming of age story, Risky Business?
Yes,
I thought about that one too.
Yep. To start a Criterion collection. Yes. If you're younger and you're like, who is this old dude in all these action Mission Impossible movies? It's Tom Cruise, and this is the movie that is the reason why he's still acting to this day. You're gonna have a good time with this, and it's to me, this is just another proof of the pudding. There's something in the Criterion collection for everyone, and this is part of those for everyone picks. So I'm gonna go with Risky Business.
I love that, man.
Great choice, Jeff.
Oh,
I just picked this up during the last sale, so I still need to open it, but I've seen it before. Great movie.
What about you, Keith? What do you got?
So I was originally going to say 12 Angry Men, but since Kyle already said it, this is like a perfect entry point. It's an older black and white movie, but it's super entertaining. It's like a courtroom drama, but it's not even really about the court case. I guess it's about like the deliberations of the jury. It's just like a really, really good movie. But since Kyle already said that, if you're not opposed to trying like foreign language films, I would say Bicycle Thieves. This is an Italian movie about a guy who is on really hard times, and he needs a bicycle to take this job. And on his first day at his job, his bicycle gets stolen. It's a very heart-wrenching movie, but it's a really, really good movie. And if you can get past, the whole factor of having to read subtitles, I think this is a good representation of kind of like what Criterion tries to bring to the table. Is movies like this with like a powerful message, and yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah.
Dude, I love it, man. He reminded me. I forget the name. I always forget the name of the actor that he played Lincoln. He was also in Gangs of New York.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, in that picture that you just showed, he looks like him. Like,
I thought for a second
I
don't know.
Him, right?
I don't know this actor's name, but yeah.
For a second, I was like, "Huh, is that him?" But
Also, have you guys heard of the YouTuber Daisuke Beppu? I was just going to say, if you have not heard of him, he is like the Criterion YouTuber out there. I would highly recommend, if you've not seen his stuff, highly recommend checking out his videos. But honestly, one of like just as far as I can tell from his videos, just one of like the nicest human beings I've ever like seen on YouTube. But very, very impressive collection. He has quite literally everything from Criterion.
I've seen KB in the chat, and he did a video with him recently that I watched, and it was really, really good. So
Yeah.
check that out.
Dude, that's cool. I've never seen his stuff. I'm gonna have to check it out now, man. You got me with Criterion and cool people. Like that's it. That's all you need, man. Guys, I do want to say that not only did you answer my questions, but we answered each other's questions, or at least Kyle's question. We got a few questions from the chat. Again, I was trying to scroll all the way up, but there was so many messages, it just kind of cleared out the older ones. But guys, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, this is directly to the panel first. Guys, thank you so much for jumping on. Brian, Kyle, Jeff, this was our first time doing something together, man. And we literally about to hit the 3-hour mark. I was not planning, but it just, I mean, it happens sometimes. You have so many people, the passion of cinema, and highly appreciate, man, like you guys jumping on. And I look forward to being able to do more stuff with you guys. And for the rest of the crew, I mean, we've done stuff together. Jordan's not here for the movie den, and Steven, but I'll be on with them tomorrow. But always appreciate them. Q, love you, buddy. And we were just on Sunday. And then Keith did the podcast with me recently, dude. Appreciate you for jumping on. And yeah, and then as far as for everybody watching, thank you so much for jumping on, staying on for this like journey of 3 hours. You got to know us better. Got to learn some new stuff about film and Criterion. We all got to appreciate this last sale. Now, before we end this, what pretty much you could have watched one of the Lord of the Ring movies with this time. I want to go ahead and I'm gonna start with Kyle, and I just want to highlight you and go ahead and let everybody know where to find you if you have anything you're working on. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead. The floor is yours.
Awesome. Yeah, I am on YouTube, obviously, just Kyle's Movie Collection. I am also on Instagram, just same title, and Letterboxd, and I think that's it for now. Just those three. So Letterboxd, YouTube, and Instagram. And basically, I just make videos on physical media, Criterion, Severin, Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow. I mean, all the different laser discs and VHS and film and all the different formats. I just love movies, love talking about them. And I'm trying to think if I'm currently working on anything major. I mean, I will have a pretty fun Severin video coming up in the next month or so whenever I get my package from them. And I have a whole list of videos that I will be, eventually making. So I just have to pick some stuff from there. So nothing like specific in the workings right now, but just fun stuff coming up whenever I get around to making it. So,
dude, you guys go follow Kyle, subscribe, go show some support. I mean, again, like, dude, one of the first people that I was watching your stuff, learned a lot from your channel. I'm still learning stuff. Really appreciate it, man. And Brian, the floor is yours, brother. Let people know.
Yeah, so I'm Brian. The channel's B-Dubs Movie Hub here on YouTube. Same name on Instagram. I am also on Letterboxd. There it's just B-Dubs. I don't have anything really planned. I have my July haul. I gotta go show that off. And then basically every movie I watched in July, which was wild. I watched over 40 movies, I think, almost this month, which was a lot for me. So I'll do a video kind of talking about everything I watched because I love talking movies. I'll be on another Criterion live show next week, next Monday, I believe, with Jeff over on Mega Mike. So that'll be another fun conversation to talk about Criterion. But yeah, other than that, I don't have anything super big planned. I got to come up with some video ideas and maybe organize this collection because it's just not very well organized right now.
I'm right there with you, brother. Like, I still got to organize my stuff. I keep staring at it. I'm like, oh, it keeps growing. But
it's intimidating.
Dude, it is, man. It really is. Q, let them know where to find you.
Yeah, I'm Q, the movie collector. You can find me on Instagram, and you can also find me on YouTube. I do have a letterbox, which I should pay more attention to, but I don't. But yeah, GC, thanks for putting this thing together, man. So many amazing people on this panel, and so glad to finally do a panel with Jeff. Me and him across paths plenty of times, and And just like you said before, I mean, when I started out watching YouTube and getting back into physical media, Kyle was one of the first channels I watched, man. So I'm honored to be on this panel. Thank you, GC.
Dude, are you kidding, man? I honestly, again, I looked at everybody I could have done this with, and I was like, man, I already knew right away, and it was just like it worked out so perfect, and I definitely want to do more stuff like this in the future. In the very near future, maybe one of these days we could do different boutique label stuff like that. When the next Criterion sale comes on, who knows? We could do another one. Mix it up a little bit, maybe different questions, different layout. But this was the first one, so obviously it's always a little rough with organizing it and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys hanging on.
There hasn't been nothing rough about it.
Yeah, this was smooth, man. This was great.
Dude, I appreciate it, man.
And more importantly, organic. That's what I love about it. It's very organic.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted, man. I got inspiration from those like actors on actors, or like the actor round tables that you see on YouTube. And I wanted it to, I always love stuff like that. And I figured what better way than to highlight the community, highlight like an amazing organization, but highlight like friends, new friends, people we're just meeting. And it's so much fun, man. Like I got to know each and one of you so well just from stuff like this, just from the movies that you recommended. Like especially Kyle, you talking about the Before trilogy. I know when I brought it up and I saw your face like nodding, I was like, dude, he gets it. Like and it was just awesome. But Jeff, I want you to take the stage and go ahead and let everybody know where to find you, brother.
So you can find me at John Doe Juggalo everywhere. If it's a social, if it's AOL, it doesn't matter. I've been John Doe Juggalo. I've literally been John Doe Juggalo on the internet since 2004. So if you type that username in and it pops up, it is me. I try to put a video up every Wednesday. I have for about the last year and a half. It's been every Wednesday. Once I picked a day, I just kind of stuck to that. I would do more videos, but I'm usually in everybody's chats. I do have a live stream on Thursday with GC again over at the Dread Broadcast.
Yes.
That I'm very excited about that. That's a whole new group of people I've been invited to. So thank you again for that, GC. I really do appreciate the extensions of invitation. It's very nice, and I really do appreciate it because I'm mainly just a chatter more so than like a panelist. But I do like getting on and having like all these conversations because it's a passion, and when you find people that are like-minded, it's just really fun to get on. If you like Criterion, like Brian said, I think it's next Monday on the 4th. We're on Mega Mike's channel for another Criterion live stream. And then maybe I'll take a break because I have had that'll be a lot of live streams for me within like a week. So,
dude, I'm right there with you, man. I haven't stopped since like I think last Thursday, and I have stuff all the way till Saturday. So I'm like, man, with like different channels and stuff. But
when do you have time to watch movies, man?
Dude, I swear, like as of late, I haven't even been able to make like a video for my own channel because I've just been doing stuff like this. But I was like, okay, by Friday will be the last, and then do some videos and then get back to it. But I do want to say, Jeff, man, like you've been such a supporter from the very beginning, man, especially like in the comment section, and always gotten along so well. And I was like, man, I have to have you on here. We finally get a chance to collaborate. I seen your passion for Criterion, so I thought it was like awesome to be able to perfect opportunity. And what you said on like as far as extending those invitations, for me, the main reason for YouTube besides talking about movies was just kind of bringing people together and to be able to hang out like this, total strangers, just to share a bond. And when I first started, or even before I first started, like when I started thinking about getting on YouTube, Brian from Last Movie Standing was one of the people that like he's like, hey man, yeah, you can message me on Instagram, and started giving me advice on stuff. And it was so cool that somebody seeing him like at that time with like a few thousand subscribers, giving me an opportunity and just kind of like inviting me to stuff, and then seeing other creators do that for me. I was like, dude, like we got to pass that kindness forward and keep physical media like positive and exciting for people, keep it alive.
Yeah.
That's the whole goal of stuff like this.
And I'm not, and nothing I'm about to say is anything against people with lots of subscribers, but I love going to the channels that are smaller and interacting with those people because I feel like I feel like I'm more appreciated to be there, and they enjoy my company a little bit more than somebody that has 200 or 300 people in the live stream. So I like going and making the friends in the smaller communities because I feel like if they continue to do it, it's because they really want to do it, you know. So
It is, man.
when you're not making paychecks from YouTube every month, you've got to be doing it for the fun of it and the passion of it, and that's what I enjoy, whether I'm a part of the chat or a part of the panel. So.
Yeah, and that's something too that I've seen. Like Kyle, we bring you up a lot, but like, dude, you're a perfect example, dude. Like, you have a great, great following and stuff, and you always take the time to like comment to people. And even when I've like, before, I think we've talked once or twice before briefly on Instagram, and like, dude, you just like respond to stuff, and you're so welcoming. Garrett, we saw him on here earlier. Christian from Planet CHH. Like all these people, Chase, like he recently gave a shout out video to a few of us, and like it's just so amazing to see people like that. Like even like with Keith, man, like dude, when I first saw your channel, dude, I was so blown away by like your editing and all your stuff, and I was like, Keith needs to be making movies. Like this is what he needs to be doing. And I've been such a fan of yours, dude. So I mean, like I want to give you the stage because I want people to like, it pisses me off sometimes. Like when I'm like, I want Keith to just like freaking like skyrocket, have like 1 million subscribers because your stuff is just incredible.
Well, thanks, dude. That's a very nice thing for you to say of me. But yeah, I'm pretty new to YouTube, or I feel like I'm new to it. I only really have time to make about like a video a week, and I also do a podcast because my wife and I recently have had our first kid. But yeah, I've been like a big fan of all you guys for a long time, and even I think Q and I started like close to around the same time. But I immediately became like Q's biggest fan. I love all Q's stuff, like the nicest dude ever. But all of you guys are like some of the nicest people that I've followed and got the opportunity to meet and become friends with. So yeah, I'm super thankful for you to have me on, even though I'm newer, a little bit nervous here, but but yeah, if my YouTube is High Volume Video, and I'm on Instagram too. And my podcast I do is called Return to Videotech. And quick plug, our next episode will be a Richard Gere special. And we're going to spotlight
Very
American
cool.
Gigolo. So if you're a fan of American Gigolo or Richard Gere in general, that's coming pretty soon.
Dude, I love it, man. And I guess last, which is me, if you're already on here, you're already familiar with the channel. If you're watching it through somebody else's channel, let me, I guess, jump on here too, make it fair, because put my guests on the spotlight. My name is GC. I am the host of Face the Movies. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram. I have a letterbox. I should be Face the Movies as well. I'm trying to be better at it. So just like you, like I apologize about that. But I do use Twitter sometimes, or X. To me, it's always going to be Twitter, but also Face the Movies. And I do have a podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's called Friday Night Fright Night. I recently did a video with Keith, which is a video podcast and the actual audio talking about As Above, So Below. And then tomorrow it's going to be Jordan from the Movie Den. Make sure to check him out on YouTube and Instagram as well. It's going to be him, Steven from After Hours, that was here a little earlier. We're going to be talking about The Descent on my Cinema Rewind series. So check that out. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be with Jeff and a few other people at the Dread Broadcast live stream. And then, yeah, I think that's it as far as for live streams. I just did something with Jake. He just from Steelbook Obsessed. He just released the video today. It was me and him talking about the movie Enter the Void, which was a new release from Vinegar Syndrome. Highly recommend it. The movie itself, but also go check out the video. I thought it was so much fun. We showcase the packaging. We talk about the special features and all that stuff. But with that being said, guys, I appreciate your time for jumping on with us. I mean, it's been such a blast to catch up with these guys. Again, meet some new people, and make sure to follow them, subscribe, like the hell out of their stuff. Send them a messenger pigeon telling them how amazing they are. But for the guests, guys, if you stay on for a quick sec afterwards, and for everybody else, once again, thank you for watching.